Maybe.
Well, I got the notice, so it should start. Yeah, any second. There we go.
My screen says we're live, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine too.
All right.
Yeah,
See you, Chris.
I think we're live.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, really? Someone disliked the video already?
So somebody does that all the time. Even
Gallery
on Fridays,
Live.
I know it's always one person, but they never say who they are.
No, I'm just saying, like, damn. At least, like, if you're gonna dislike the video, just like let us go live first.
That's right. Hey,
They're just haters, man.
that's right. It's all good. I'll take the lover and the haters all the same time. Absolutely.
The funny thing is that it counts as an engagement, so you're just helping. Well, liking and disliking helps promote the video. You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
you took the time to hit that down button, so you were here.
You're a fan, yo. You're a fan.
Yeah.
Well, you got to be dedicated to do a
To
thumbs down
disliking.
before the show starts. So that is dedication. At least my haters are dedicated.
That's
They have to get here early to do that.
That's right. That's
That is
great.
awesome.
Absolutely. Anyway, everybody, welcome to Rogues Gallery Live. This is episode number 16. I'm really excited for tonight's show. We have a great panel tonight, and we might even have a few more people join us throughout the show because of their work schedule and things like that. But I do want to introduce everybody. First up is Mr. PJ, the Paradox Nerd.
Eat your boy. Oh my goodness. I'm usually like in the middle or the last. I wasn't expecting to be introduced here, but hey, what's up, everyone? Glad to be here. Thank you, Chris, for having me on again. It's always a pleasure to be on the panel.
Always glad to have you. Making her first appearance tonight. It is the queen herself, Miss Elba, is in the house tonight. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me.
I bend
feel
the knee.
honored.
I bend the knee.
Absolutely. And since this is your first time on the
Your
show,
Majesty.
you also have a YouTube channel. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I haven't actually started the YouTube channel for like the Funko Pops and stuff. But what my YouTube channel that I've had it now for about 3 years. I do like makeup tutorials, planning, and home decor. So that's kind of far and away from what we normally do here. But I am planning to start a second channel for the pop statue reviews and that sort of thing since I'm starting to really get into this. So
That's great. And do you have a name for it yet?
Cream of the Pop.
Ooh,
Ooh,
I like that. That's very
I like it.
Very good. So definitely check that out. Definitely subscribe. Do the same for PJ's channel as well. Again, the Paradox Nerd, if you haven't already done so.
Oh, thank you.
Then we also have with us, as always, Mr. Lawrence Old Jr. right here with us tonight.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for having me again, Chris. Appreciate it.
We noticed that your shelves are a little empty back
Yes.
there tonight. Do you want to tell everybody why?
Well, I'm in the process of moving, so I have boxed everything up and sent it away for now. So it'll come back out
I just want to make
in
sure
the new
people,
place.
I just want to make sure people don't send you like hate mail. Like, where's your statues?
Right? Yeah. No, I appreciate that.
Absolutely. We have, you saw his room tour not too long ago on the channel. An amazing collector, amazing guy. The junior statue collector is with us tonight. Welcome.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you for having me in the show. My first time here. Look forward to this tonight. So thank you for also the room tour. Appreciate you putting me out there too, and also the great panel you have here. What's up, everyone? Can't wait to talk about a few things with you guys. So
All right.
thank you for having me.
You notice the junior's shelves are not empty.
They never are.
I'm going to be, but I'm going to fill them in soon.
Plenty of room still for you. That's great.
Lower level.
Last but not least, joining us, he was not with us the last show. I'm really glad you're back. Mr. Jeff Morris is back with us tonight.
Hello, party people.
How's it going, Jeff?
Good.
Good. I'm glad to hear
Everybody
it.
doing well?
I think so. Summer is in full swing. I know
No
it's kind of a
kidding.
busy time of year. Before the show was starting, we were talking a little bit about New York Comic Con, and some of us are going and trying to make some plans for that. We'll probably talk about that here in just a little bit. But before we get started with our topics tonight, I thought I would ask the panel, what do you guys have coming in here soon? Do you guys have anything on pre-order that's coming in within the next month or so?
Who wants to start? I can.
Go ahead, Junior.
You always got something coming.
I know.
I bet every day. Every day. UPS take your ass.
No, you did not.
You have your own UPS truck. Dedicated.
Junior,
I'm not driving that route. Screw that.
That's a good one, Jeff, man. That's funny. I just finished. Actually, you have this piece, Chris. I just finished paying off Two-Face from Prime One.
very good.
Nice.
Very good.
So yeah, I just finished paying him off today. So I don't know when that's. I ordered them directly through Prime One on that sale. I got them for like $720. And shipping was like $120. So I got them for like $840 altogether. So I end up getting him. I'm also supposed to be receiving, hopefully, July Green Arrow
Nice.
Sideshow.
Yeah.
That's one piece that I'm looking forward to, supposedly in the next month.
I was just going to stop you there. Ed Dude in the chat says Sideshow had a production sample of Green Arrow on Sideshow Live today, and it looked blanking amazing.
Yes, it looked
It
amazing.
looked amazing.
That's why I was not canceling.
It looked really, really good.
That's why I didn't cancel that piece, because I saw it on the prototype today. Actually, I saw that piece, and I actually loved it. It came out really nice. And then I am going to the New Jersey Garden Fest Comic-Con this Saturday. Hope to find some rare pieces in there that I'm trying to buy.
Oh, okay. You're going. Is it in Morristown?
Yes.
I was thinking about going. I might go.
So go. I'm going there Saturday. If you're going to be there, I'm going to be there Saturday. I should be there. I'm only going to be hanging out there Saturday. So come meet me up there, man.
Okay, I'll try on Saturday. I totally forgot I was on this weekend.
Come on, I'll buy you lunch.
Oh, no.
Free lunch, people.
No, all right. Wait, Burger King, I'm like, no.
Whatever you want, man. I'll take care of you. You come hang out with me and let's kick it up there, man.
Do they usually have a lot of statues on display there from the vendors?
Yeah, I mean, I heard that they have pretty good statues there. I wanted to give it a shot. Never been to that one. I went up to the Philly, the Wizard World Comic Con about 2 weeks ago. They had a couple of vendors there where I bought that Deadpool that I was looking for. So I bought that Deadpool there. They had a couple of pieces, but it's funny because I woke with my fiance and she goes, "You have all of them." Every time I go there, it's like she's right. I was like, I already got that one.
Now, you said that you were looking for some rare pieces. Do you have anything in mind that you're looking for?
Well, I'm looking to try to bump into some of the customs or XM pieces. Like in New York got all of that. New York, you get anything, New York has customs. New York has XM, Marvel pieces. Everything you're looking for, New York carries. And PJ can let you know that too. I mean, New York has everything.
Royal Collectibles.
Yeah, you can get whatever you want, from Tweeterhead all the way down to Bowen. I mean, that's a big con. I think that's the biggest second con besides San Diego. That's the second biggest in the United States. But I'm gonna give it a shot. It's a 2-hour drive, so I got to drive 2 hours to get there. But I'll give it a shot. Hopefully, I find something I like. So, I'm looking for Mysterio actually from.
Oh, that's a good piece.
Yeah, from Spider-Man, trying to find Mysterio up there. And even if I find a Green Goblin, it would be nice too. So, just enough about me. Anybody else get anything else?
How about you, Jeff? Sorry, Jeff, do you have anything coming in?
I've got the Green Arrow coming whenever it's. I've got the Hot Toys Darth Maul ordered. It should be coming sometime soon. I think what else? Nothing soon. I've got the Captain America coming sometime next year from Endgame. The Iron Studios.
The new one, right?
Yeah.
Such an awesome piece. Well, I'm excited for you guys that are getting the Green Arrow. Man, I just feel like that's one of the best pieces Sideshow's done in a long time.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
it's a great piece.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
And it has never been one made.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
besides,
the
you know, yeah,
base
they
was
made them, but
really cool.
not in that scale.
Yeah, it's a beautiful piece, man. Congrats to anyone or everyone that's picking that piece up, man. It's like what Chris said. It's probably one of Sideshow's best pieces this year.
Yeah, that the pier or whatever the thing he's standing on opened up, and there was like a little arsenal of arrows inside of it. So it's like a fake.
Yes, and you can put the glove in there. The
Yeah, the
exclusive.
glove, the boxing glove was in there.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Wow.
I can look forward to that.
Yeah.
I just hope that they finish the line. I just hope that they keep going with the line, that they like the gallery print they made.
Mhm.
So far, they made the Bane. So far, they made most of them. They made the Joker, Harley. So hopefully, Croc. So hopefully, they keep on with Two-Face, the Penguin. I hope to see them, Riddler. So hopefully, they keep doing that line because
Absolutely.
I have some empty spots for them. That's why I haven't filled them up yet.
I mean, I did ask
Poison Ivy was really good too. I really like her.
which
Who,
one.
Harley? Yeah, Harley's beautiful.
Poison Ivy.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, she's beautiful. I love her. You got her too, Jeff.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's
she's
beautiful.
really. I mean, she got a lot of unnecessary hate. I think it was unwarranted because she's really pretty.
So Jeff, the question is, if I move my head here, so I have the OG.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think the new one rates to that one?
I like the new one a little better
Me too.
because I think she just looks a little bit more realistic to me.
I'm actually considering getting her.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
I don't feel like the older one. I think she looks a little bit more like an animated character than some of the others.
I agree with you. I think she looks like Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, she looks like Jessica Rabbit. I mean, and I think you have more base to this one and more dynamic. And
I've got the exclusive head is sitting here on the counter.
Yeah, she looks good.
I like the exclusive, but I like the other. I like to display her better with the other one. It looks more.
I think the regular head fits the way she's standing a little
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's
bit. It reminds me of like a 40s pinup.
How's the paint
Girl.
application?
I thought mine was excellent.
Okay.
All of the little detail on it, every little leaf looked like a couple layers of color on them. So it was, I thought it was well done.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. Let me tell you something. That piece is a very hard piece to do. It's gonna.
It would have to be. Those little bitty leaves are tiny.
And it's the
And
best
then
that it's gonna get.
of the vine.
Yeah, it's the best that it's gonna get. It's the best that it's. If you want to really, you want to like really detail this thing, you have to go out of your way and pay like another $500-600 if you want to really get it painted the way you really want to. But for Sideshow, since Sideshow's been up and down with their products, this was good for me, and I was really happy with it.
Yeah.
You know,
And the
that's
interior
scary.
of the petals, the little,
Oh yeah, I love that.
the
Yeah.
little whatever those things are that are inside the petals of the flower she's standing in
Love it.
are. It's like a fade of color, and then each little piece of the, I guess it's supposed to be like a Venus flytrap, where the little, like a tongue, like the taste buds of the petal look like they've been individually painted, a little bit of yellow on each one.
Yep.
The only thing I didn't like about the statue that I wish they could have done something better with is where she's getting wrapped up with the vines in the middle. They just made it. They could have done a little
too
bit
close
of
to her
purple.
body color.
Yes, they could have done a little bit of a purple, a little bit of the leaf color that's going around her into there. Brought that color in, wraps up her legs. They just did like a neon color to it, and it's kind of plain. But that's the only thing, the only pick I got to. But that doesn't make me say, "Hey, I don't like this piece. Let me send it back."
Yeah,
I mean, I could live with it.
Because you kind of have to even look to notice that, because when you're looking at the piece, the flower blocks from right above where her ankle is, and that is down. So
Yes.
you kind of have to
It
look
just
in there to even notice it.
That's the only pick I got, but everything. Her portrait is a base. It's beautiful, beautiful portrait.
Yeah.
They killed that
You
portrait.
guys are selling me on this thing. Maybe I need to get it. Oh, no.
You'll love her.
Is that
She
the
is
Hush
tall.
one?
Huh?
No, it's the
No.
Sideshow. She's
It's,
tail.
actually, we have a photo of it. Junior actually have a photo of your collection in our picture section where
Okay.
where you have your whole lineup there with all the ladies up top, and so you'll see it. It's really good. It's kind of she's looking over her shoulder. It's really good. I am getting the Hush Poison Ivy.
It's
Me
gorgeous.
too. I can't
It
wait.
is
That's
so
like
Well, like I'm really. I think that might be one of my next pieces.
yeah.
But it's just phenomenal. I cannot wait to get that in.
Yeah, that's the number one poison ivy out there right now when that comes out.
Mhm.
I take the cake. That thing's beautiful. I can't wait to receive her. But
She
she is.
looks exactly like the art from the book.
Yep,
But
absolutely.
Chris, she is tall.
Say that again.
She is tall. She'll look tall in there. Just make sure you know that. She is going to be, I think she's what? She's 22, Jeff, I think she is.
Yeah, she looks tall. And you have yours
Yeah.
right next to that Catwoman, right?
Yes. She's about the height of Catwoman. Yep.
Yeah, she's pretty tall, with a kind of a smaller base. So she is tall.
I've got mine in another room, or I would show you how she's in the room with the TV and stuff.
Yeah, she is tall because of the base. She's like getting lifted by her vines.
Awesome.
But her back is they killed the back.
Oh my God, the whole sculpture. Oh my God, the sculptor. Oh my God.
The sculpting on the back is
Everything.
crazy.
Yeah, the sculpture on her is amazing. The body. I mean, yeah, they took that out of the ballpark. The sculpt on her, like everything, the muscle, the buttocks, the front, everything, just amazing. Thighs. They actually did a great job with the sculpt.
Well, there goes more money.
There you go.
I was gonna
Open the window.
I was gonna ask you, Junior, because you have the Rogue, right? So
Yes.
So I just got my replacement, and I mean everything is fine. There's no breakage or anything, but I don't know. I'm kind of starting to notice like more of like the paint applications on like some of the Sideshow pieces. Some are good and some are bad, which I don't get because I do have some paint bleed on my Rogue, meaning like where the green and the yellow.
Yes, yeah, I know what you're talking about. But see, it's funny. And actually, I was amazed because I even posted it and I said, I haven't had a piece from Sideshow really close to perfection until I received that Rogue. All I have is just a little tiny, just a little bit right here, but the rest of her, dude, is just completely fabulous.
Yeah, no, I mean she's amazing. And don't get me wrong, I'm not taking anything away from that piece. It's probably one of their best pieces, but I think they could have executed that a little bit better. Like I'm looking at. That's why I asked you about the paint application on the IV because all the pictures I've seen, including yours, Junior, and Jeff too, like it looks great. Like the paint apps or paint work is amazing. But then when I look at Rogue and I'm comparing like the paint application on my Rogue to your Ivy, I know there's like not a lot of like, I guess, contrast you could say, like from yellow to green. Ivy's one whole green.
But what you can do is take my Rogue picture if you can find it, or send you Rogue's picture and take a picture of your Rogue and put them together, and you can definitely tell on the paint apps on both and see what you think. Because I was actually worried about the yellow into the green.
Yeah,
and I actually did. I Sideshow nailed it with my Rogue. I mean, I'm sorry that you might be having problems with yours, but my Rogue came out.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I know there were I know there were a couple of people. I was watching some of their YouTube reviews and stuff, and some of them did have like they mentioned it. They said there's a little bit of paint bleed here and there, but nothing too crazy. But I'm just like, I don't know. Like for me, it's like I have the Magneto, and that Magneto, I was worried about like the QC on that one, and that one is perfect. Like I have no issues. And then when I get this Rogue, it's like I don't know if I'm nitpicking it, but I'm just like, what?
Well, I
These
mean,
pictures came in broken. You probably are noticing everything on this second one a lot more than you would have first.
Extreme Collectibles in the chat said, "Sorry, but my Ivy paint app sucked." So
yeah, he got a bad one. Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he got a bad one. I mean, like I said, they just I don't know. I hear about the theory of them using two warehouses to paint their pieces. They might have a good one, they might have a bad one. But my poison ivy, you can tell in pictures. I did a live unboxing on her. I did close-ups on her, and I didn't see anything bad with her. I mean, it's gonna get as good as it's gonna get, especially with vines. You know how hard it is to paint those vines into that body. It is. You'll need if you really want that piece to be really close to perfection, you're gonna have to get your own painter and pay a couple of
by hand. And the reason why I say that is because I notice it more in Sideshow's end. I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to bash Sideshow. I'm just saying it's more predominant than any other I'm trying to look at Prime One. I'm in the groups. I'm in all the statue groups. I don't see anybody complaining, say, "Oh, look at this paint application. It's horrible." And you guys own a lot of Prime One pieces. I mean, I don't know if you guys could kind of
never had a problem with it, but the problem with Sideshow is that they just produce mass production of one piece, 2,000, 1,500. The difference with Prime One, they throw out 300, 350, 500. Same thing with XM. XM don't go overboard throwing so many of them, because that's when you get into losing quality of the product. I mean, I own my own company. I don't want to become a big company because of that. I want to stay small because I have control of my quality of work and of my workers. When you start having 15, 20, 30 employees, then your quality of work will drop because you're not going to be able to keep up with it. And me as a business owner, I think, I don't know if the statue business is the same, but the more you put out, the more you're gonna have to look. I mean, they're not gonna. You're looking about making 1,500 pieces, 2,000 pieces. Do you think that every single one's gonna come out perfect? No.
Yeah, it's just a shame because there are going to be collectors. Yeah, I know it happens to everybody, but I got a comment on my video that I did for Rogue when it came in broken, and they were like, "Oh, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen to everybody," but you don't want it to happen to anybody. It's if I see someone opening up a broken piece, I feel bad. I don't want.
Yeah, I don't want you. I don't want you.
I'm sorry, Elba.
That's okay. If I can just kind of piggyback on that. Recently and lately, I've been hearing a lot of people Sideshow this, Sideshow that. You don't know what you're gonna get, and I'm so scared because everything right now that I have PO'd is from Sideshow, and I know that that's not the norm overall. But to something that Junior said, you're right. When the quantity goes up, depending on how they're going to execute that, the quality may absolutely go down. But with the prices that they're charging, I don't want to hear that excuse. That's just me. Because I think if you're charging those prices, then the quality control has got to be there. And there has to be a way to get that done.
Well, it was really interesting that you brought that up because on our last show with Jason Wires, he was really, transparent about the factory side of things and how every company's kind of fighting for the same factories. And so it creates an issue where, they only have so many options, unless they would do a factory in America, which I would love.
Everybody would love that.
I think that would help some things and, whatever. But I do feel like, and that it kind of segues into our topic for today. We have a couple of them. I called the first topic Sideshow Slippery Slope. And then also I wanted to talk about flaws on statues. And PJ and Junior, you guys brought that up. So I hear on the in the Facebook group and different places that, what's been happening with Sideshow. Some people feel like, well, maybe the quality slipped, or some people, like, ever since the website issue, things have not been as good. Some people aren't there anymore. All these things that have happened. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I think that, they are clearly transitioning and trying to change with the times, I think. But also when it comes to flaws, I see people, just completely trashing either the company or trashing the piece on social media. Do you think that's fair? Do you think that's justified when we are paying that amount of money? Or are we just too picky? What do you guys think?
I look, I used to be a hardcore Sideshow fan, and as you can know, and you guys see me on MCE show and talk to people and on Dark Castle. I'm one of those guys that, I'm going to pay for something, I want to get what I want. Now, when it comes to nitpicking, I mean, I don't care if there's a little thing messing up on it. I mean, let me tell you, there's no such thing as perfect. I don't care. I don't care who you are. There's no such thing as a perfect house. You can buy a brand new house today. It's not perfect. I don't care what you're gonna have your problems with your house. You're gonna have nail pops. You're gonna have seams. There's no such thing as perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect statue. You want a perfect statue, you're gonna have to pay really big money to have a perfect statue. Like I said, you're gonna have to get your own private painter. You gotta make sure you write with him. You gotta make sure he's doing it by hand. You gotta make sure this guy spends maybe 5 days on your statue, and you want to get every little flaw out. I mean, that's how you make a perfect statue. I mean, that's the only way you're gonna make a perfect statue.
Right.
I mean, I just, if I see a little, now if it's broken, I send it back. If it's way off, like a lot of people like that doomsday that Sideshow brought out. I don't like it. The difference on that doomsday from the prototype to the original is way off. Color is way off. That stuff, that's when I don't want to buy a statue. If you get it at least 90% close to the prototype, I'm okay. Like they had that what's that Green Lantern, PJ? The new one.
John Stewart.
Yeah, John Stewart.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, you remember John Stewart? That when I saw that in New York Comic Con, that thing looked great. Now when they put the prototype out, it looks like a toy.
Yep. And then same with Psylocke.
Same thing with Psylocke. Like that's a problem with me. That's what I call a problem with Sideshow. I used to be the guy that will PO everything as soon as it came out. Now I just wait for people to buy it and see what I get. I mean, I cancel. My Venom bus was supposed to ship out about 2 weeks ago. I saw people talking about the Venom and the teeth came like this and this like that, and I canceled it because, I mean, I wanted now that piece when I saw the New York Comic Con. I know you saw this one, PJ. I mean, that Venom bus was like mind blowing. You saw this thing on live, you'll be like, yeah, I want to buy this. But you know what? I cut my losses. I'm not the type of money. You know how much I ended up canceling from Sideshow and losing my money because I don't even want to be like, hey, can I get my money back? I just canceled the damn piece and move on because it just doesn't work. But nitpicking is nitpicking. I'm not a nitpicker. I mean, I think every single piece that I have here, there's not one perfect piece. Now, I know a lot of people complain about Prime 1 base, their dull, their stuff like that. I think every Prime 1 piece I got is perfect.
Yeah.
That's close.
Yeah, I feel the same.
Mm-hmm. And for me, like people are like, PJ's a Sideshow hater, but that's the opposite. Like most of my statues are Sideshow. I only have one Prime 1 statue, which is the Venom, and I only have one XM, which is the Boba. So you could see where in terms of
the support is still there.
I support Sideshow. I'm not taking away, but like what Elba said, the prices being hiked up and all these things, and you would want Sideshow just to step up their quality, the QC. Like if you want to be in the game of, in terms of like the statues being like luxury, these are luxury items. Don't get me wrong; they're not like $200 statues. They're not 100. They're not DC collectibles. No offense to them, but I'm just saying these are like $700-800 statues. Of course, I want my statue to come in close to the prototype or close to not having paint application issues and stuff. Broken statues I accept, and I overreacted in my video, but that's just because I was just having fun with it.
What these companies need to hear us out, and if they don't, then but the problem with Sideshow is that they throw them out, they put them out like water. XM takes the time with their piece. Prime 1 also take their time with it. Yeah, Prime 1 takes like a year and a half to sometimes bring out a piece, 2 years to bring out a piece. Sideshow just posted Doomsday and it came out 3 months later. They just posted Juggernaut and they're saying it's coming at the end of the month. Like, like, what the hell? Like, and then also Hulk just got posted up. Gladiator Hulk, and it's already coming on at the end of the month. So you're gushing out all these statues, and to me, you're not taking your time going through quality control. I mean, that's my opinion. Right. They're coming out so fast. You're dumping like 5, 8, 9 statues a year when XM drops like 2 or 3, and Prime 1 drops 1 or 3, and they take about a year and a half. So I'm thinking they're taking that long. They're going through products and going through quality control, saying, okay, this one's good. This one you can pack. Okay, this one's good. You can pack this. Okay, I don't like these two. We do these two. Okay, do this. And this is why sometimes a lot of Prime One pieces get pushed back. I'd rather get a piece pushed back knowing that you're working on it than try to rush it out because you want your money.
Yeah.
Hey, Tim's in the chat. Hey, if you want to come in. I sent that link. We got room for you, bud. If you want to, come on in.
I think
He's got a lot to say.
Hold up a second. We're gonna get a Sideshow employee. All right.
Sideshow rep is on his way.
We're gonna
I think that new Spider-Man will come out super fast too.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's gonna.
I think it will.
Yeah. I mean, all right. For
But
me,
since it showed it, when was New York last year? Is it in October?
Correct.
Yes.
Oh.
Because it just now went up. I bet it will come out before the end of the year.
well, let me ask you, and Elba, you're into like fashion and a lot of stuff. Like, so sometimes I do buy my wife some expensive luxury bags. Now, if my wife goes, there's a little tear here on this Louis Vuitton, right? This like $1,000 like bag.
Yeah, you're returning that.
Yeah.
I'm returning that, right?
That shit's going back.
But I'm just saying, but if she goes, nah, it's okay. It's all right. I'm not going to nitpick. But for me, as her husband, I'm going to be like, no, return that. That shouldn't happen. That's $1,000 bag.
Yeah.
So that's why, I get it. When Rogue came in, my wife was like, what? Why is it broken? That's like a $750 statue. Like,
well,
and that was.
Well, that's the thing. Sorry, my stupid puppy's barking.
Yeah.
But that's the thing about it is, oh God, hold on, keep going. I'm gonna mute myself for a minute.
I mean,
bringing up that point though about returning it and that sort of thing. Do you think that that's still justified for people trashing it on Facebook or on YouTube? Do you feel like that's what people need to do to get through to other companies because they are happy about it?
I mean, I think if it's like, because I don't know, for me, like my wife does collect a lot of like luxury handbags, and out of all this stuff I bought, I mean, I've been with my wife for almost like 20 years, and I haven't, maybe once or twice would a luxury bag be like, oh, there's a little tear here, I'm gonna go and return it and get a new one. But nothing where it's like every single time, or if she's here, my girlfriend got this bag and still like torn and blah blah blah. And there's not a lot of that.
Right. Sorry, I'm back here.
Because it would ruin their name if it was.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I think I think you can tell the difference between someone who is genuinely upset about something and someone who's just sitting there nitpicking to be an a-hole, if I can say that. And appropriate complaints or appropriate concerns are fine, but then you have to wonder, could you not just go to customer service instead of putting out a video going, and not you, but somebody would be like, oh, but look at this and look at that and look at this and look. I mean, it happens in every facet. Like you brought up the bags, and like I said, with my channel, I do makeup tutorials. To go on what Junior was saying, when you're putting out products so fast, you're going to lose that quality. It is the same thing with makeup. We were at a point a couple of years ago where collections were coming out very slowly. It's literally like what you see at Sideshow or anywhere else. This new eyeshadow palette's coming out next week. Then we've got another eyeshadow palette coming out in 2 weeks. How are you getting this stuff out so fast? Like the quality at some point is going to start, it's going to be lacking because you're just pushing things out the door. And again, at those prices, they probably have to look at where they're at. And if they have to get another factory, then you put out that, you put that output out with that money to make money later on. But you've got customers that need to be happy, because if they go, yeah, I'm not going to spend $700 on that. I'll spend $1,000 on an XM piece, but I know what I'm getting. After a while, they're gonna hit rock bottom, and it may not be, but a lot of people are probably going to start edging back because
So do you think in general these companies just need to slow down and not release as much product?
Absolutely.
Yes, and they can have,
it's great
control
to
of
see
it, Chris.
but if you're returning a new piece every 3-4 months, what's the point? If you're going to be doing that, packaging up, you got to return, you got to wait for a replacement to be able to display your statue. I think that's a waste of your time, a waste of your money, a waste of your energy. It's not like people are sitting around going, yeah, I just got 10 hours today to be sending statues back. You know what I mean? So I think yes. I think Junior has it right. Is, you know, keep it a little slower. You're making money. You're making.
Yeah, just be easy. Yeah,
You're
just
getting greedy.
Yeah. You could
Now-
you slow down. You know?
When
sorry.
I'm sorry, the Sideshow Superman PF. Now, didn't the one Jason got in Australia? He had a problem with it and contacted them, and they didn't want to do anything about it. But then when he posted it on their Facebook page,
Right.
a supervisor jumped in real quick because that shit snowballed.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it turned into several hundred comments of, they need to replace that. That looks really bad.
Yeah. And in that,
You know,
in that
sometimes
instance,
you have to do that.
You have to. I agree. That's what they count on us, Chris.
Yeah.
That's what they count on you. They count on George. They count on Jen. They count on PJ. They count on us too. But we do this for the community. You know, everybody at Extreme Collectibles, everybody that has a channel that reviews statues. This is our job to make sure that our community is getting what they're buying. You know, I mean, we might get a bad piece. Yeah, I mean, to your experience, this is what I got. I'm gonna send it back, but I don't know what all the other pieces are like. But it needs to be heard, because if not, then you know, why are we here for the community for?
Yeah,
we're supposed to help our community make sure that they're happy with it. We're gonna give it. I mean, let me tell you something. I mean, that Superman PF, that boy looked like he's been in the sun for like 100 hours. I mean,
And the thing is,
I really like that Superman.
and I have him, but I have him.
See, I think he's done really well.
Yeah,
See, I thought the Wonder Woman could have used a little bit of that sun he got, because she's like pale as the Walking Dead.
The one I have, the superpowers one, that was one thing that I loved about that Wonder Woman, is that she's got this gorgeous color to her skin. It's delicious. I love it. Love it, love it, love it.
you know, you brought up, Junior, the different channels and the power in that. I feel like just about everybody is generally positive. You know, I feel like even if I had issues with the statue, I'm not going to ever trash it.
Right.
You know, if it's broken, that sucks. And no one ever wants to get a broken one or a big giant blemish on it or something.
Sure.
But if I ever have experiences like that, Sideshow's taking care of it. Like, I've never had a problem not getting the statue back. And you know, with what happened with Jason, I don't know all the details with that one, but for me personally, it's been fine. But even if there was an issue, I'm going to talk about it, but I'm not going to trash the piece because of it.
Right.
You know, things happen. Paint issues happen. One of my first pieces had the poison ivy. She had a big paint bleed on her from her hair, and you know, it's just those things happen sometimes.
Yeah.
Whether it's as it's being delivered or they just didn't catch it at the factory. But if the company said, "Hell no, we're not going to fix it," or we don't care, then that would be a whole different story for the amount of money that you pay. But as long as you're able to get the replacement, which I know that could be an issue too. I know especially some people have had some issues getting replacement pieces, especially with this Prime 1 Sideshow transition. That's been an issue. But I think in general, I think most people have been positive, at least on the YouTube side of things. Do you guys agree with that for the most part?
I mean, yeah, but like, you know, I feel like this, Chris, you know, when I started, like I said, when I started ordering from Sideshow, like when you look at the old pieces, like the Huntress, like Captain Marvel, like Batgirl, like Batwoman, like Satana, like when the old classic Catwoman, like those were pieces that just phenomenal. And then it just from a year and a half to now, their quality is dropping on their pieces.
And do you feel like that poison ivy we were talking about, do you feel like that has dropped in quality compared to?
No, they just have a roller coaster. Right now, they're in a roller coaster. They never used to be that way. They used to have a steady line coming out real good, real presentable, and then they'll drop, they'll bring a good one. Then they'll come up. I mean, a good one, they'll drop, then they'll bring a bad one, then they'll come up. And then I stopped POing from them. I was one of those guys who PO as soon as I saw it. But all the issues that they've been having with pieces coming in and out, bleeding, this, that, and then it's not one person putting that one piece. I see that one piece being put out like on 5 different people with the same issue. So to me, you're scaring me from me to PO first day when I used to be that man that pushed that button when a piece came out. Now, when I look at Prime 1, I ain't scared to hit that button. I'm not scared because I know because Prime 1 puts out a prototype. I mean the first one that they do, which is the prototype matches the first
the final production.
The final production.
Yeah.
It's not better.
Yeah, it's not better. So when I look at Prime's pieces, I'm getting exactly what they're showing to you. And that's what I want to pay for. So I'm not scared buying something from Prime 1, upfront and PO like this. Like right now, I PO Cyborg. I PO. I have so much POs with Prime 1. I got about 15 POs with Prime 1 right now.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I got a lot of POs with Prime 1, dude. And I'm not even waiting for somebody to get the piece and tell me how nice it looks. When that Bane comes out with Batman, I'm getting that piece. You think I'm going to wait for that to come out? Because I'm not going to come out just like the prototype. And that's the confidence that you need. Tweeterhead's another one to do great work. They put out something, and it comes exactly like the prototype. So
yeah, but Junior, sorry, I'm jumping in real quick.
Hi. Hi, how are you?
Hi, Tim.
Hey guys, Tweeterhead's not making anything for me.
Okay, but they're making stuff for other people.
Yeah, but hear me out. They're not making anything for me. So Tweeterhead might be the greatest company ever for you, but for me, they're not making any statues.
We're not talking about companies.
No, but
I'm talking about when they make something and it comes out like the prototype. I'm not worried about what they're making. I'm worried.
But you're talking about statues that you're gonna collect.
No, it doesn't matter to anybody. They can come out with Marvel, and I bet you their product will come out just like Marvel, just like the prototype. The problem here is that a lot of companies, when they put you something that they're gonna sell you, that's what they give you. But Sideshow is not like that anymore. They make. You're
saying anymore
different.
You're saying anymore like, did your Rogue come out dope?
Yes, but I didn't PO until I saw her. I used to be one of those guys.
Did your Rogue come out dope because it's the only Rogue on the market?
And it came out dope. No, I didn't buy Rogue because it's the only Rogue on the market.
It is the only Rogue on the market. Zatanna is the only Zatanna on the market.
Okay, but let me tell you something.
So it seems like every statue that is acceptable are statues that are the only one of their kind.
No,
and there's no other market share. So why would Sideshow stop pressing as many statues of as many different characters as they can to try to cover the market share? Because all of us are very limited in the amount of money we could spend, right? I can't spend $10,000 a year. I can spend maybe $5,000. So if Sideshow's making the pieces that I can collect, then I'm going to start buying them. Why would they slow down their production? I get what you're saying. Everybody wants the quality of the statue in hand to look like the prototype. But
if you agree with that, then you can buy that statue.
How many statues is Tweeterhead going to make in the year?
I'm not okay with that anymore. Like I said, I used to PO these pieces before they even came out. I ended up canceling all my POs until I see people getting them and see how good it comes out. And then I go buy, and I used to be the first guy who used to PO from Sideshow when they first put them out before even their prototype came out.
Yeah, but how long ago was that?
Dude, you know how many things I canceled from Sideshow, bro? I had a lot of POs with Sideshow. If I show you my list, you're gonna be like, "Did you cancel all these?" I cancel all of them. I'm not trying.
Can I say something?
I'm not trying to spend any money. If you okay spending $500, $600, and you're getting something that does not look like the prototype, then that's your money. I'm done with that. I'm not doing that anymore. I don't care.
You're collecting such a wide array of stuff that you have the opportunity to be able to pick and choose what you want to spend your money on.
Yeah, I mean,
not everybody is as fortunate as you that we could just select all these different characters. Like,
listen,
my collection specifically.
Be patient, just like Darth Castle says. Be patient.
But be patient. Be patient for what? If you're collecting a specific line, like a specific character set, there's only one game in town.
But
can I jump in here? I'm sorry. It's so you're saying there's one game in town, but does that excuse if they continue to lower their output? I mean, I get what you're saying, Atim. If you're saying, and I'm such a newbie, but that works for anything. Okay, there's only one show in town. Does that give you the right to give me a shitty product? No.
No,
I'm
but I
spending
mean,
my
we're
money
comparing.
with
We're
you,
comparing
so
it.
just
We
because
were
you're like,
comparing.
oh, this is the only place you can get this statue, so you got to take what you can get.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Buyers aren't going to
Basically,
buy
I'm going to
it.
be
No,
happy with this
that's
because,
not.
that's basically what he's saying. He's basically saying, you know what, it's the only one out here. So,
And
I'm
that's with
trying to
anything.
device,
It's
so
not just
I don't care how
Sideshow.
it
It's
comes out. I'm going
anything
to
in the
still buy it.
world.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not that kind of person. I don't do that. I'm okay with
Yeah,
it.
but so I agree with Tim on this one. So think about it though. It's talking about market share, right? So Sideshow has had the market cornered on quarter scale pieces for what since 2013. So or before even then. So
Yeah,
last
almost a
5-6
decade.
years, right? So that was like the first PF, like with the Batman that came out, right? And so how little we forget. I mean, that Batman didn't come out perfect, right? As we were all talking about, that Superman that was next, it didn't come out perfect. So many people have had leaning issues with the cape and the heaviness, and so Sideshow has had this for the PF in terms of execution of it. Things happen that they didn't anticipate, weight over time, cloth not being cut correctly, etc. But in terms of market share, as they continue to produce more pieces, and if they're able to produce them faster, they've got that on lockdown. They've by and large had the 1/5 scale lines on lockdown with their Mythos line and some of the other 1/5 maquettes that they've done. And so for them now, they've just added all this other collectibles on top of it too. So they're distributors for PCS, and they're distributors for Tweeterhead, and they're distributors for Queen, and they're distributors for you name it. They're distributors for them, right? So that just gives them more market share, so they can just play the odds here with this. And while Junior, you might not buy it, and you're one guy, but out of their market share, that doesn't make a dent for them. And is that right? No, that's not right. But that is still a majority. This community blew up over the last 3 years.
Yeah,
where like the
3
groups
years
had,
for sure.
Yeah, where the groups had like 1,000 people in them, right? And then all of a sudden, boom, there's 10,000 people in every group that's out there. And 10,000 people. I mean, they can make 1,500 of each statue or 2,000 of each statue, and if 10% are bad. And when I say bad, have some sort of flaw to them, 150 of those have a flaw to them. They're also playing the odds of, out of those 150, how many of those are actually going to get shipped out? Because probably not everything's selling out now. And so you probably have a less percentage getting shipped out that ended up with a flaw. And then how many of those people are going to accept the $30 or the $40 credit? How many of those people, you know what I'm saying? So to them, there's no, it is, it's a business model. This isn't going to change or stop, especially, I mean, like Prime 1, you can't compare that. I mean, so they may have a superior product in terms of execution from prototype to production piece, but they make 300 of those, like you said, Junior. I mean, you mentioned it. They make 300 of those. So if 30 of those are bad, they have 10% error rate. 30 are bad, you're less likely to hear about that.
Yeah, and I mean,
just because it's so many less going out. I mean, I think everybody's probably got these issues, but when you do produce so many more pieces of product, it's just it's out there more.
What gets me upset is that but these other companies care about the consumer. They want them to get great quality stuff instead of having so much of a bad stuff, of having less quality in their products. When companies do that and make low additions of pieces, they're likely going to have less stuff coming out messed up because they have time.
Can I give you
That's not necessarily true. I mean, look at what happened with Moon Knight.
Which Moon Knight?
The XM Studio Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Okay, and how many XM pieces in the year?
Almost all of them came out bad.
Okay, and then how many of them, of the XM pieces in your lifetime since you've been on this game, how many XM pieces have been coming out bad next to Sideshow?
Yeah, but you're talking about the law of averages right now. You're saying if they've made 40 statues and one of them comes out bad, that's awful compared to making 1,000 and 100 of them coming out bad.
Can
like that's easy math.
I mean, I get what Tim and Lawrence are saying, and they are been around for a very long time. They are the #1 statue company, and I'm going to give you an example of, in terms of what you're saying about mass producing and putting out all these stuff and all these like different statues and different characters. So Sony, I don't know if you guys are tech savvy or into like electronics as I am.
I am.
Perfect example is Sony. Sony was the top of in terms of the TV lines and pretty much anything electronic was Sony. If you bought a Sony back then, you were like, oh shoot, you got the best of the best. But what overthrew Sony? Samsung came in the game when HD TVs first came out. Sony was the TV that everyone wanted. No one cared about Samsung. Samsung was, who's Samsung? Oh, you got a Samsung? But damn, they were putting out quality products. Quality. Sony didn't care. They were going by their name. They were putting out all these different kinds of TVs, 13 inches, 12 inches, 36 inches. And here comes Samsung, little company, and then next thing you know, bam, here they are, the number one TV company in the TV world now.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but you're also, I mean, the comparison doesn't necessarily translate. I mean,
at some point, people are going to stop buying statues from Sideshow, and just in terms of just the headache alone of, okay, here comes a broken piece, or okay, I'll take the $30 credit at some point, and then later on down the line, when you try to sell that piece, you know, it's like, oh wait, you got a couple nicks and knacks in here, and then. But
do you feel like?
I don't think so, though, because
they're going to ever actually go to that point, though, because we've been seeing it for years where prices go up and sometimes quality might go up or down depending on the piece, but people are clearly still buying.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily buy into that, because there are pieces that they're putting out that are still excellent pieces. I mean, it's not like everything they put out there has something wrong.
Absolutely.
No, we just talked about the Poison Ivy that came out excellent. We talked about the Rogue that came out excellent. We talked about the Green Arrow that's going to come out.
It looks great.
You know, apparently pretty excellent. So you know, it's not like Sideshow's just putting out shit. I mean, they're putting out great stuff, and they still put out great stuff, and they still put out that great stuff in that quarter scale line, which is the preferable thing still for a lot of collectors. A lot of people like the 1.3, and I get that, but again, they're making 300 to 500 of those. They're not making 2,000 of them, and you know, so you know, you're kind of comparing TVs to TVs, and so I can get picture quality, I can get sound quality, I can get all these different things from TV to TV. But when it comes to statue, there's licensing involved now, and licensing is what makes the difference in that world.
I mean, to me, Sideshow is a 50-50 company to me. To me, Prime One is a 90% company to me, and I think XN to me is a 90%. I don't believe nothing's perfect in the world. But
yeah,
to me,
I don't know about 50-50. I think they deserve a little more.
I don't trust them the way that I used to. I don't know what piece is going to come out. So I don't want to be the guy that gets that piece and say, you know, what gets me is I don't have the time to get on my day to pack up my statue because you sold me something that you promised me and it does not look like that.
Yo, bro, all we have is time right now. Look at what we're doing. All we have is time right now, bro. Like, first of all, none of those other companies are gonna let you. None of those other companies are gonna let you return the statue clean and clear.
Yeah,
but any of the other companies gonna let you do that? You buy an XM piece, you could just return and get all your money back.
No.
Yeah,
but the point he's trying to make is if you're not getting that many bad pieces, why are you returning an XM piece?
Yeah.
What's the ratio of returning an XM or Prime One piece as opposed to returning a Sideshow piece? And if
what's the ratio of getting a replacement too?
I think I understand that, but if it's a 90 to 95% company, let's just say we're just going to use those numbers,
and the
you're probably not doing
boxes
that.
Are like amazing. The XM boxes packaging is crazy.
Well, I think what it is too is that you spend the money. Okay, you know, like you said, Tim, you may not have $10,000 a year to spend. You may have 5. Somebody else may have 50. But the thing is that I think you PO them, whether you do or don't. You spend $500 to $1,000. Let's just put that in the range. Then you wait so many months. I see the passion of the collectors in this short time that I've been here of what you guys love, of the way you talk about the statues and waiting for them to get something and to be disappointed. I can understand the anger because I see the passion that you get. Oh, I can't wait to get this. This looks so great. And to open that box and see that. Trust me, I do it, you know, just let's say I go to IKEA and buy a bookcase. My luck, literally like 5 times out of 10, I get the damn box with a piece missing. So I have to drive back.
I know that feeling.
You think about it. You're like, okay, I really have the time to drive back to do this because you're just like, I want to get home. I want to build the damn bookcase and get on with it. And you're missing one screw. So you also got to think about it from that point of view, is that I don't think necessarily people, from what I see anyway, are bashing that. But if as a collector, and Junior collects a lot, or any other collector that gets a lot of pieces, and saying, well, every 5 out of 10 pieces I'm getting is this way, you can't necessarily blame them for expressing that concern. They're spending their money. And you spend $5,000, but somebody may be like, well, I can only spend $2,000. That's hard-earned money. I don't care how you get it.
I don't blame anybody for feeling that way. I'm just merely pointing out one business model to another, and I'm talking about market share.
Of course, and I'm not trying to compare like TVs to statues. I was just pretty much trying to piggyback off what you're saying in market share. Sony had a huge market share on the TV business.
Yep.
And
I
here comes this little like company that no one knew, and just spent time on their
that's a perfect
quality and
that's a
spend
perfect
time on
segue, PJ. What would happen if, let's say, Sideshow adopts the business model you guys are proposing, right? They make less statues, they make them at a higher quality, but they're making less. So now what happens? Maybe they lose the DC license, and then maybe another company slides in and grabs the DC license and starts making quarter scale statues, and they steal the entire market share of quarter scale statues.
Right. I think that's where it's different.
Excuse me, would they do that? Why would they do that?
If you want to buy from Sideshow, to me, I used to have, right now, all I have on PO from Sideshow is 3 statues. I had about 12 of them, and I canceled every single one of them. Didn't care about losing my money. Now, on Prime 1, I got 15 POs with Prime 1. Why? Because I feel
they're the only statue company making 1/3 scale
because
DC statues.
Because I feel
they're the
comfortable.
Only one.
Because I feel comfortable. No, because I feel comfortable
but they're
with
the
spending
only one,
my money.
Bro.
I feel comfortable spending my money with them because I know I'm going to get what they're showing me.
I feel comfortable buying a Big Mac from McDonald's because that's the only place I can get it.
But that's you. That's you. I'll go and grill.
Get a Whopper,
dude, that's what I'm trying to say. You're saying what you would.
A burger, bro. I don't need to go to McDonald's, man. You go to this is your last resort, and this is where I only can buy. My mentality does not ever come that way, because if it's like that, A10, I would have been had my room full of statues. If I think like the way you think, I would have had every freaking single statue out there that came out through Sideshow. They came out with they came out with these. They came out with all these excellent pieces. Deadpool, and none. Dude, I'm not spending. I didn't like the problem, so I don't want to buy it.
Yeah. And actually,
I'm not gonna settle for something that I don't want. I mean, I'm spending my money. I don't care what it is. I don't want it.
You're comparing buying Prime 1/3 scales because you appreciate the quality of them, and I'm not doubting the quality of them. But there's no competition.
The thing is, it's hard to say competition because they have the license, so there is no like direct.
I know.
That's what we're saying. That's what we're saying.
There's no competition comparative.
When it comes to competition with these companies, there's licensing is a big factor in this. Like Samsung could come and compete with Sony because Sony couldn't lock down rights to making televisions, right?
Correct.
But Sideshow can lock down rights to making particular characters in a particular format that only they can do. And so to Atim's point, if they were to stop or slow down or do something like that, and that was not to make that licensor happy because they were slowing that production and that was slowing the money out of their pockets, because I think they've got to certainly answer to Warner Brothers, and they got to answer to Disney, and they got to answer to these other big corporate entities that have given them these licenses to do these things.
Then again, when they give you the licenses, you can actually be able to look at the contract and say, you know what, I can make like the other ones also have the license and contract and say, hey, listen, I can make only 1,000. I don't want to make 2,000 of this product.
And you can, and then Warner Brothers can look at you and go, that's great. We're going to give the license to somebody else.
Absolutely. And aren't they required to sell like a certain number of
100%
characters per year and stuff?
Yes,
so that I see why that they're doing so many or trying to get out so many, and obviously they're focusing on their most popular characters because that's what the license person wants them to be producing, right?
Yeah. So I think when you talk about licensors to the licensee and what those recommendations are and what they have to do in terms of being able to maintain that market share of owning that particular property to be able to distribute that particular character, I think that plays a big factor in it. I think if they had to slow down, and if people at Warner Brothers' pockets started to get lighter, or people at Disney's pockets started to get lighter, then you would see somebody else come in and swoop in and take that license, and then
you see,
they would be
you
putting
see
out.
how funny that comment is, because they're probably making gazillion dollars daily with everything else they do, hand over fist. So
Well, sure.
to say that, I mean, and you make a wonderful point. Absolutely. If it's in the contract and they want, okay, we've got to get 2,000 of these, absolutely understand that. That's their prerequisite to be able to work with them. But to say like, oh, they're losing money, what, they can't buy another ivory back scratcher? It just, in that vein,
I don't
you're
think they're
not thinking
losing
about your
money.
customers.
And I think you got to give the consumers more credit than, just because
They worry about your money. They worry about your money. Not they worry
They're
about
worried
the money.
about
They're not
their
worried
money,
about the
and people
consumer. They
don't
don't care
like
about you. They worry
Yeah,
about
yeah,
the
I'm
money.
saying,
That's
like-
what I don't like about that. That's the thing.
Listen,
the thing is, consumers
AT&T,
are
baby. I mean, AT&T paid $50 billion for that stuff, right? They got to make that up every way they can, every nook and cranny, every nickel and dime.
100%.
which
I
one?
get
The
throttled down after
direct
23 gigs.
the DirecTV acquisition, which is actually hurting them, because DirecTV is not making the money that they should be making. So because they're acquiring a dying, in terms of like now everyone's going through streaming services and stuff like that. DirecTV actually had a streaming service that failed. So now you got Disney Plus. Well, anyway, we're going off topic here. But anyway, consumers are smarter than yeah, you could do it to like the first couple years. Oh, we're gonna put all these statues and raise the prices. At some point, the consumers get experience and they're gonna catch up and say, like, for example, Junior, he's saying like, no, that's it, I'm done. Like, I'm not gonna keep.
You're right. As long as
to answer ATM's question about being the on 1/3 scale prime
That's
one
right,
license.
baby, cash machine.
ATM, baby.
Let me say, like, if there was two companies doing 1/3 scales,
Yes.
DC lines, let's just say that, ATM.
Yeah.
They say that.
Let's just say it was
Prime
XM and
One-
Prime One.
Let's say Prime One starts failing on me.
Yes.
I will treat them the same way that I treated Sideshow. I'm done
Got
with
it.
Prime. I'm not gonna stop ordering from them. I'm gonna go to this new company that's actually doing a better.
well, and I get it. And you just made a great point. It's all about providing a service that the consumer actually wants in terms of what they can get. So, for example, Blockbuster goes out of business because look at what Netflix was able to do, right? Netflix is a disruptor in the market. So, disruption to the marketplace is what causes that. Just to PJ's point as well, right? Disruption in the marketplace. Samsung to Sony, they were a disruptor in the marketplace. They provided an option for consumers that they wanted at a better price, at a better quality, at a better product. And
more
Prime
convenient.
One has been able to do that on a very small scale. That doesn't mean that they can't increase that market share, but there are certain areas and territory where they cannot get it to because Sideshow's got that shit on lockdown, or any
100%.
other company, insert their name, has that on lockdown. So they can't provide the same thing at a better, more convenient, cheaper option because it's on lockdown. I guess.
And I totally agree. But the only my thing is I'm a supporter of Sideshow. Like I said, I'm a supporter. I'm not trying to trash them. I'm not trying to bash them. I just want them to evolve along with the times. I don't want them just to put out product just to put out product. I don't want them to be a Sony. I don't want them to be an Apple. I want them to be an innovative company that makes good quality products for the consumers. They lost that. And
I disagree.
I disagree. I don't know that they lost that. I think we're not giving them enough credit for what they're good at. I mean, they're still very good at mass producing high quality quarter scale statues of particular licenses. I mean, again, we just talked about earlier all the pieces that they got right. And we haven't talked too much about pieces that they got wrong. And out of the characters that they're doing, 10% of those may have something wrong with them. But I think we're giving them less credit than they deserve.
How often do you drive home and go, man, that guy just made a great left turn? No, you go, wow, look at that fucking asshole caused an accident.
We do that a lot. I don't know what
That's what we all focus on.
We live in New Jersey.
Seriously,
That's a really
If
bad
you live in New
example.
York, man, you're never gonna see that.
Seriously, I'm dead serious. Out of the three of us that have Rogue right here, two of us have a great one. PJ's came with damage from shipping. So it wasn't even like a damage from bad production design. Maybe they create their boxes to be the most efficient for us as far as shipping costs. We don't know, but we assume nefarious reasons.
Yeah.
And we go, well, Sideshow fucking, they don't ship
all right.
they don't ship their statues right. It's like, dude, your leg came broken. They're gonna send you a replacement. I get it. I'd be upset too.
Yeah, but for the money people pay for shipping, that shit should be on lock.
Well,
You
talk
better
to
put that.
UPS.
You better put
Yeah,
that thing in something that's protected. I get mirrors that are like, triple freaking. You're paying again a lot of money for a statue. Fine, we understand that there's a percentage of statues that may go wrong in production because it's mass production. That is not, I don't think, being denied by anybody. But I've seen some boxes that people get, whether it's by FedEx or however they ship it. Then if you know that that's an issue, fix it. You have the money to do it, fix it. I mean, it's not that hard.
But they don't. If they fix the boxes, the cost would go up. And we're already
And
complaining
I
about
would
the
gladly
cost.
pay that cost.
Everybody says that. You didn't gladly want to buy Juggernaut.
You know what?
Let's be real, guys.
Yeah.
I swear. I think sometimes you guys aren't hearing yourself. Like, I agree with you. We all want high quality stuff. We all want the product to come perfect, close to prototype. I get that, man. None of us are gonna say we disagree. I want a shittier version of the statue to come to my door.
Right.
But like you guys, I think you guys are missing the point.
Electra was the perfect example. I canceled her before even they started shipping her. You know what I did? I lost my money with Electra. I waited for people to get her. Everybody, I saw the pictures and I saw the views and the up close on her, and she came out beautiful. I reordered her. I lost the deposit that I did her on the first round, but I went back in and I got Electra all over again. And I put her on a payment plan.
Yo, they got you for $56.
Yeah, but I don't like you said, and that's why I stopped. Exactly that reason, A10, because
and that's fine. That's smart. That's smart buying, bro. Especially for you, Junior. You're buying a lot, so it's smart for you to be able to evaluate what you're buying. But for me, there's only 2 games in town for what I collect. You could talk about Tweeterhead all you want. Talk about Prime 1 all you want. Why are we not talking about the statue company that makes handmade turtles? Because I'm not collecting them either.
You don't want them?
I'm not collecting them. I'm collecting X-Men quarter scale pieces. So if you're making them, I'm interested. Now I'm evaluating the differences. Okay, there's a smaller edition size, much higher cost. If the statue comes damaged, how do I repair it? It's cold cast porcelain. It's not polystone. Who do I send it to fix it?
You.
Yeah, but it's porcelain. It looks different than polystone. You can't fix it with polystone.
You know how to fix it?
You can't fix it with polystone, bro. It's not going to look the same. What if an arm breaks and it's a really bad break and I have to get a whole replacement? I got to go through all that. Then I got to pay my distributor to ship another statue to me.
Perfect example.
Hit me with it.
How many pieces have you seen that and I can never see that. I can never see this ever. I mean, rarely situation when XM pieces get shipped out to the States. I haven't seen one piece. If I did, is a red time that came broken on an XM box.
Storm.
Okay, and
all the storms came with broken hair.
And how many times have XM done this? And how many times have they had this problem with breakage on the boxes?
Yeah, but you're talking about the law of averages again, bro. You're talking about in their career, they've made 50 statues. Sideshow makes 50 X-Men like every 3 years. Like, that's what I'm talking about. It's not the same. It's not the same math. If you take 3 3-pointers and you make 2 of them, you're not better than me if I take 50 shots and I make 40 of them. I'm better than you. I made 40 shots. Dude, you made 2. Your percentage is higher on paper, but it's not real. It's not a real percentage.
Hey, you know what? I'd rather collect 1/6 DC scales before I throw my money away because Sideshow is the only one making the statue. Before I do that,
that's the difference between you and me. You'll collect whatever you want, and I collect only a specific thing.
Real quick. I'm going to stop you right there. Number 1, we've got 90 people in the chat. Make sure you give a thumbs up for this amazing conversation. This has been so awesome so far. I also want to give a shout out to Comic Addiction. He did a $5 super chat.
Yeah.
He says, thank you for all the advice. I'm really enjoying this video. Thank you to everyone involved in this video. He was asking newbie advice earlier, and people in the chat was doing a really nice job of answering some of his questions. So Comic Addiction, thank you very much. And also, Tim, you addressed this in the chat, and some people were commenting on it. The fact that you are not a Sideshow employee.
No, bro.
Actually,
man.
you know, Tim and I are actually on the payroll for Sideshow.
Nice.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, how many people were fans of the Bulls while Jordan played? And as soon as he retired, they started putting on other jerseys. You know?
I started that joke, man. I'm sorry.
For right now, Sideshow's providing me with the stuff I collect and at a level that I find acceptable. So I'm not worried about some of the statues that come in that are messed up. I feel bad for the collectors, but it's really, you know, it's a crapshoot for them. For me, all my pieces that I get from Sideshow come in great. And if they're not great, I get a replacement, and that's great.
But then you're saying like, oh, all my pieces come in great. I feel bad for them, but it's a crapshoot. What consumer wants to feel like that? I understand that they're making
no consumer
want to collect, but that's not the way it is for everybody.
Yeah, no consumer wants to feel like that, and that's not what we're saying here. We're simply, I think we're simply talking about the way that the business is running, and right, wrong, or indifferent. That's the way that it is, and I don't know that that's going to change, and I don't know that that's going to hurt any market share. You know, they're going to continue to keep what they have because of the way that the business seems to be run. You know, and we're on the outside looking in, making a lot of assumptions about that. So no one is saying that is right and that consumers should feel a particular way about a company. Listen, I don't have a single Sideshow piece on pre-order right now. I've got a Tweeterhead piece and I have a PCS piece. And that's it. And so I don't have a single Sideshow piece, but I will tell you, every piece that I've gotten that has been a Sideshow collectible piece has come in excellent condition. You know, whether it was, you know, distributed by them for another company or whether it was them directly, has come in excellent condition. So I really haven't had any problem. And I've had the same thing that Tim has had. You know, if I've had a customer service issue, it's been handled promptly. It's been handled efficiently with multiple options that I could choose as a consumer to make the concern right.
And I
ultimately return it.
And that's important.
Yeah, and I agree. And Apple has great customer service. But look at the market in terms of the cell phone business and in term. So Apple just has, using their name, using their great customer service, their user friendly interfaces to just stay stagnant. They have their market share. They're okay. But you see these other companies like Huawei, Samsung, and all these other companies are being innovative. They're trying. They're hungry and that's what I want. I don't want Sideshow to be like the next like Apple, where they're just stagnant. They're just not. They have their market share. They're good with that. But the thing is, I want them to evolve. I want them to come up with some great packaging for the consumers, for the collectors. I want them to evolve to the point where we're saying it's like, you know what, Sideshow's been putting a lot of great pieces in the past.
Yeah, you guys are savage in the chat, man.
Yeah, that's getting out of control.
It's so funny.
You guys are savage in the chat.
But
oh my god,
Tim won't show his face because he's wearing a Sideshow uniform right now.
He's at the Sideshow drive.
I'm not gonna
He's
lie,
working
bro.
the Sideshow drive-through.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. That would
He's
make my
probably
life.
on the Sideshow set right now.
Yeah, exactly. And then 8-Bit said that Junior's gonna run over Tim at New York Comic Con.
No, Tim, you better give me what I asked you in New York.
What'd you ask me? What'd you ask me? A hug. Yeah, for sure, bro. Listen, I know. Look, this is an exciting conversation.
Yeah, I like
so
it.
I definitely.
My nipples are hard right now.
I definitely don't take any of this personally.
I love it,
and I hope nobody else does. Like,
shit,
this is a genuine discussion. You know, there's so many different sides to it, right? Yeah. And the problem that I see in the community is, right, I didn't get on the show, and it seemed like just a steamroll of Sideshow hate, which is fine. You guys have a right to feel however you want to feel.
No, but the thing is,
But
I think I mentioned it
now that
before.
I'm here,
No, but
I'm gonna tell you my experience, and
Of
I'm
course.
sure that there's other people who have similar experience.
yeah,
I'm not collecting a vast array of stuff. I'm collecting a very focused thing. So
Yeah.
my experience is going to be different from everybody else's,
of
and I'm
course.
just trying to fight the good fight here.
Of course, and listen, and like I said, like I'm a big Sideshow supporter, and my statue collection can speak for that. But like I said, I just want them to do better. That's it. That's all I'm asking.
Exactly.
I agree. I want them to do better too.
Because the more they do better, the more I could collect from them, the more confidence I have in them. And I don't have to look, because you know what? I don't want to look at XM because their shipping is expensive. You know, to ship a piece from Singapore, it's expensive. I don't want to go that route. I want to keep supporting Sideshow and keep buying these $1,400 Juggernaut pieces. Okay. But I'm just saying. Out of all the statue companies out there, they have the overall most bang for your buck. They're the cheapest quarter scale, statues that you could probably buy in the market right now, which I love.
Well, and they
team says about XM collection. Like I started my XM collection. I'm being picky about it. I don't care if Sideshow brought out a Salak and it's the only one. Let's say there was the only one basically. I don't want to buy it. I want to wait for another Salak. I'm not.
Yeah, but you're speaking from your personal feelings.
Yeah, like I can wait.
But that's not how everybody feels.
Oh, I mean, I can wait for a piece. If you're impatient, then that's what you are. You want to just get that piece because you want to be satisfied with just that piece. I mean, I'm going to wait. They like you said, they make 50 of them every year.
Junior, you're acting super altruistic. Like you're not just collecting mad pieces, bro. You got so much shit coming in. You have the opportunity to be selective.
Oh, I know what you. Oh, I get what you're saying. I know what you mean.
Saying I'm looking only for water. You'll drink anything. I'm saying I want water. And if it's the only water in town, I'm gonna drink it.
There's a joke in there somewhere, and I'm gonna.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like you're like, I'll take a shot of tequila, sure. I'll take a shot of beer, no problem. There's a difference between the way that everybody collects. You're speaking like, I'll wait for a Psylocke. Yeah, because you're gonna order 10 other pieces next week. I'm only looking for Psylocke. Do you know what I mean? That's the difference. You know?
Oh my God.
Stop calling me a Tim Strange, guys. That's really rude to Susan. She's a different person than me. Okay?
I feel like we need an intervention for Junior at this point for his pre-orders.
Yeah. But
first, what we have to
I'll
do,
be thirsty.
what we have to do, is the rest of us have to shut up, and Jeff has got to give his opinion.
Yeah, Jeff.
Here it is.
Sorry.
The only bad experience I can talk about is what I've seen everybody else get, because the Sideshow pieces that I have are all they're great. I can't complain about them, and I've had very few problems that I've had to even call them for. But I mean, it's been taken care of.
Yeah, I think again, based on volume, that's where I feel like they deserve a lot more credit than maybe they're getting in terms of, to ATM's point, the 50 XM statues, right? And all by and large have been fairly good without any problems, right? So no one's bashing XM here. XM has
proved themselves worthy for sure.
Yeah. Yes, and I agree. Yeah. Oh, we lost them?
Ups here and there. Sideshow has probably in their lifespan, I don't know what, put out 10 times more, 100 times more. I don't know what that number is, but they've put out that much more. So in terms of volume, you would expect from law of averages and numbers that there to be more problems, but they do by and large, to Jeff's point and to ATM's point, to Chris's point, they have taken care of those by and large. Not every time, not perfectly. Nobody has perfect customer service either, to your point, Junior, but I think, 50-50 is not enough credit from my perspective in terms of what Sideshow is able to deliver and produce at such at the volumes at which they put things out.
I also think that the newer companies like Prime One, XM, Infinity Studios, Queen Studios, all these they're brand new for the most part. they have not been around near as long as Sideshow. So they have a lot to prove.
Yeah.
You know, they're putting their absolute best foot forward. And so they're trying to play catch up. And, you know, I own a lot of Prime 1 pieces, and I agree with Junior. Like, they are flawless. 10 years down the road, will they still be? I don't know.
No,
I don't know. Time will tell. If they get to be as big of a corporation as Sideshow, then maybe the quality will go down a little bit because they'll be producing so much. But bottom line, you know, I think we can all wrap up this particular conversation with just the fact that it's important with any purchase to do your homework. You know, make sure it's something that you want. And if it isn't, chances are you're going to be able to get it replaced or be able to, you know, sell it or whatever you need to do. But like, I have confidence. I agree with what Jeff just said. I have, you know, not as many Sideshow pieces as I used to, but I very rarely ever had an issue with it. And if I did, I called them and they fixed it.
Yeah, I mean, they got great customer service, and I give them that.
That's not because I'm a YouTube person and talk about their stuff. It was like that before I became Batman statue collector. You know, it's Chris. It's always been that way since I started collecting. And so I don't have any problem with Sideshow. I feel like there has been, like you said, there's an ebb and flow with everything. There was a couple years ago where I felt like Sideshow, the quality really went downhill, and I feel like they responded in a big way, and they went back up. Everything got better. But it's hard to stay at that level all the time, I think. And so it's just a matter of, you know, being patient. Like I said, being able to understand what you're collecting. And if you're not happy with it, send it back.
Yeah.
And I think
And
that's
I
the
agree with
ultimate
Chris.
thing is that customer service, if they help you out, then, and again, the law of averages, of course, you know, 10%, nothing is perfect. But if they help you out, that's where they're putting their money where their mouth is. If they're going to send you a replacement piece, then, you know, by all means, don't feel like you're not going to get what you need from them, because I think that's really the most important thing.
Well, no,
real quick,
And I think
I just saw a rare appearance of Jeff's Big Gulp. We need everybody give that a like. Hold it up.
There you
Let's
go.
get Big Gulp. Let me get it up here on the big screen. There it is. Everybody, 64 ounces.
Full of water.
Yeah.
that's straight beer. We know
Ice
better.
cold water.
water. It's in water.
That's
Y'all talking about hamburgers and making me hungry.
Masterpiece is in there saying that I'm saying
no
I
more
collect
Big Macs,
Well,
no Whopper.
I want to end
I
this.
said water.
I want to end it with this. Sideshow does got great customer service, and I know people are having bad shipping with the breakage. I have about 40 Sideshow pieces, and I only got 3 broken out of those 40.
Okay.
That's brilliant. That's good.
That's
Pretty decent. I mean, you know, and sometimes, you know, some people like the Queen mentioned, you know, she go to IKEA and pick up a box every time that's got a missing piece. You know, sometimes it's just the luck of the draw too.
Yeah,
you know, it just people just have that sort of thing. You know, but I would end it with this. I think Chris is right in terms of a lot of these companies are newer and they're doing their best to put their best foot forward. Look at what happened initially to Iron Studios.
I was just going to say that, bro.
When they put out that Spider-Man, they got fucking destroyed. And then they like, all right, well, we're gonna do this badass Batman.
Killer.
And they did, and it was a killer Batman piece, and you know they made a lot less of it, and then they made a lot less of some. I mean, you look at their Hawkman, you look at their Superman, you look at, and then they've gone down to this 110 line that they've locked up, and the quality that they're getting out of these 3D print 110 line is just top notch stuff. And so people are kind of like, all right, well, they fucked up Spider-Man, and some people are like, all right, they fucked up some of the Punishers, but they're getting the benefit of the doubt because they're putting out so many other great pieces. I think. Look at all of Jeff's beautiful pieces behind him. You know, I mean, it's just top notch.
Yeah.
You know?
And I remember that Spider-Man too.
War Machine that I got was the support leg was broken in half.
Okay.
But I got to replace. You know, I had to send it back, and they couldn't replace it. Then I had to track down another one. But if there had been one to replace it with, they would have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think after that Spider-Man,
and I think that was shipping because the box looked like it had a big heel mark in the back of it. for somebody to just kick the shit out of it.
Yeah.
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 And also I just want to state for the record that almost 75% of my pre-orders for this year are all customs. And that's right. I support the custom
Damn.
market, so I do not work
The
for
C word.
Sideshow. That's plain and simple. I'd get fired today if I did. Okay.
You actually were fired 5 minutes
customs,
ago.
Basically.
Yeah, you were fired 5 minutes ago, right?
Yeah. So everybody
You were fired
who's-
as soon as you said that.
Everybody who's poking fun and the people who might not know they're poking fun, I do not work for Sideshow. I'm collecting customs big time right now.
That was only over.
Look, hey Tim, if
Right.
the experience has been great for you, by all means, you have a right to say what you say. Because if
Just
you're,
look
if
for
you're getting
18
those in, that's great.
Yeah, but you should just change that word for look for a Tim where the X-Men statues are.
Yeah.
That's right.
Literally, that's the only place I'm
There you
interested
go.
in.
Yeah.
I'm not going to look at the dinosaur statues, and I love dinosaurs. I'm not there. I'm gonna be where the X-Men statues are, and if there are no X-Men statues, you probably won't see me. I'll be
Right,
somewhere else.
Yeah.
Look for him. To show him the hat.
But
Hey,
you
real-
know what?
Real
Sorry.
quick, I just want to give some shout outs to the chat real quick because we haven't done that. I want to give a shout out to Master Pizza, Lindsay
He's
Collect,
roasting me right now.
Yeah.
Chris Verde,
They're spit roasting you. You're turning over the fire really slow.
Whatever.
Ian Goodman. Let's
Sorry,
see.
Tim.
Jason M, 8-Bit Flea, Archangel,
Of course.
of course, Thornton Applebottom, Blue Van Zant, Extreme Collectibles, Impulse Collecting, Red Hood, Nitrous 17. Got a lot of people in here tonight. Ian Goodman,
Mac just
Spider-Man
joined.
16. Who?
Mac
Mac.
just joined.
Mac,
Mac Main, awesome. I also wanted to give a shout out to Bruna. She was going to try to be on the show today, but her pet is having surgery, so she's actually in a vet right now. So my thoughts are with you, Bruna.
Yeah, wishing the pet a speedy recovery.
Yeah.
Speedy recovery, pet.
There's some of the ones in here recently. So thank you guys all for being in here. I appreciate that very much.
Yeah.
I wanted to, this was actually the Queen's idea to talk a little bit about this for the show. And I just want this to be brief, but this is Batman 89's 30th anniversary. It brings up a lot of memories for me. I saw it that summer. I saw it 13 times in the theater.
13 times? What the hell?
It is one of my favorite movies of all time. I love it. And one of my favorite memories of that was after I saw it 3 or 4 times, one of my favorite scenes was in the movie, the Joker places a box for Vicky Vale.
Yeah.
And Vicky Vale opens it up and this hand jumps up and it, it's a shock. Well, my favorite thing, seeing it all those times was just to sit toward the back of the theater and just watch everybody jump in the theater each time I watched it. But before Heath Ledger came along and had his amazing performance, Jack Nicholson for me was the epitome of the Joker. I loved it, and I really love Tim Burton. I love his movies. I love his dark, weird style that he does. So I can't believe it's been 30 years since I did that. Do you guys have any memories of that movie, or is it something that you like to watch every once in a while still?
Yeah.
Oh, Peter's got it right there. Let's see. There it is right there. That's
Nice.
4K, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
it looks amazing on 4K.
Okay, man, this thing's amazing. Okay, I actually watched it when it was the anniversary that day.
I think it's one of those movies that it's not, you can't say it was good for 89. I think it's good, not just good, but you say, oh, it was good for 89. No, it's good forever. Like, there's just, for me, it is iconic. Heath Ledger, amazing, but Jack is always going to be Joker to me, always. Just because I think, too, the visual of it, you've got Gotham all dark and stuff, and then all of a sudden here he comes in with his punch of purple and these yellows and these pinks and all this. And I think that mixture was perfect because he was the Joker, but then you've got that psychotic just like right under there. It's just perfect for me, like from beginning to end. Everything was just great about it. It's still my favorite Batman movie, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think what I gravitate to with that particular movie is Gotham and just the stylistic approach that Tim Burton did take with that particular movie from a visual perspective, and they sort of created this kind of world just like Gotham is just kind of its own thing, and it was like this 1940s gangster sort of stuff, and everything was that way, which is why I think it holds up really well, because it was built as this sort of like standalone place in the world that had its own flavor and its own feel and its own clothing and its own design and its own architecture and all of these different things. So I think that's why it still really holds up pretty well. You can watch it and be like, oh, that's Gotham City. That's just how Gotham City is. It's not that it's 1989. It's just that's the way Gotham City is.
There was no particular time style. You can't date it by looking at the style of the clothes or the buildings or anything.
Right, because they have like 1940s clothes, but then they've got more modern like vehicles, but then they've got more modern architecture, and then they've got there's so many different elements of different time periods strewn throughout it. That's why I think it does a really good job of sort of holding true.
I wish he had been able to do all of the movies.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Is that, like, I think The Returns is my second, or it's my favorite of the two, just because it's so dark and it's just really well done. Sometimes too dark for some people, but that's what I was going to ask. Like, what do you think it would have been like having that third or fourth film with that original cast? Who would you have liked to seen as villains, or what do you think it would be like if Tim Burton had agreed to do a third?
I just hope that they kept. Yeah, I think it would be amazing just as long as they kept Arnold as Mr. Freeze. Jill.
He was awful. I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding.
But it could have been interesting if they did cast him, how differently they would have portrayed that character. It would have been very dark and sinister. Instead of cheesy and all the puns,
Yeah. And
I think those people acted
overall, the Riddler and Poison Ivy, all that. I think the villains were great. I think they chose the right villains, but you're right. You lost a lot of that. When what's his face wasn't doing them anymore, and you noticed that. You noticed that that slip over to something different. I mean, it was still colorful and interesting. And personally, I love Jim Carrey's performance as the Riddler. I think he did really, really well. I liked that, just funky, over the top. To me, I loved it. But you did lose that visual that you came to notice in the first and the second film. The second is one of the best sequels in any movie franchise. Returns is amazing. Like, they couldn't have done a better job.
Yeah.
And Michelle Pfeiffer is always going to be Catwoman to me. I don't care who else does it.
No, Halle Berry for me.
Just kidding. There you go.
Just kidding.
But then when you look at 89 and you had Danny Elfman's music, you also had that killer soundtrack from Prince. And those great songs. It was a good balance between, it was contemporary for the time, but it had a classic feel that brought what it needed to bring for everything else.
Yeah, how do you think that happened? Like that, I don't think Batman, I don't think Prince. So like, it's just, I remember at the time, I'm like, this is so weird. It's not going to work. But man, I was wrong. It worked great.
The clown prince of crime.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yep.
Exactly right.
Behind every movie, I think a good soundtrack also can make the movie.
I think my favorite song in that movie was Party Man.
In the museum.
I love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
All hail, new king in town. Yep.
But I think, again, they did
break it down.
I think they did such a good job of him being so colorful and being very funny in his own way. But again, that psychotic thing was just right under the surface. And with both Michael Keaton and Jack, for me, is that I loved the trilogy with Nolan, but every time he spoke as Batman, I wanted to stick a screwdriver in.
I loved it.
I didn't like it.
I love that.
I
love that Batman
Michael
voice.
did his voice, but his face said it all. Jack, same thing.
Have you guys ever seen that video?
Who, Christian Bale?
Yeah.
Christian Bale drove me nuts with that freaking Batman voice.
Have you ever seen It's a parody video where he's stringing the guy up upside down, and he's where is the drugs going? And he goes like John Malkovich and different voices, and then finally gets something caught in his throat. Like, where are they? And he's like, wait a minute, that works really well for Batman.
Yeah,
So,
that actually, in terms of like Batman, that took away from the movie for me when he started speaking like that. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I did like Batfleck when he actually had the voice changer. So
that was a good idea, I thought.
yeah.
Yeah,
Just imagine like
It makes sense.
you're trying to capture a villain. They're like, wait a minute, you sound like Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, right. That's true.
Imagine if the battery went out on that.
Or
Or it's sped up.
It'd be real awkward.
Oh, my goodness. That's great.
Well, anyway, I can't believe it's been 30 years, like I said, and just a lot of good memories for me, and it sounds like a lot of good memories for you guys too. It's a classic that keeps on going. I feel like it holds up for the most part. There's some, some areas of the film that doesn't look great. It's all matte paintings and stuff like that, but there's still a lot of.
It does look great now since they've remastered it.
Yeah, and I have not seen the 4K, so I don't have a 4K player. I just have a Blu-ray player, so I need to upgrade, obviously. But I definitely want to check those out because I've heard they look really great, so I'm glad. You guys ready to move on to some pictures?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, let's do that.
Just gonna grab another beer while you do that.
Pictures
Absolutely.
of what? I want some Big Mac pictures now.
Hey, Tim's office at Sideshow.
What's a win?
Hey, Tim had to go back to the
There he
Sideshow
is,
drive. Live from the Sideshow drive-through window.
It's been a while since Tim's done that. We need to do that again. That's pretty
I
great.
know. Usually it's Taco Bell.
I miss
Yeah,
the beer.
man.
Beer,
All right,
man.
can you guys see the large photos on the screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
So this one we talked about last show. This is from Infinity Studio, and this is the 1-to-1 scale. We did
Heartbreaker and wallet killer.
all in one.
yeah.
Killer.
Now these are the professional photos from Infinity Studio. We did find out today officially. I've kind of known for a little while here, but we did find out officially that this will be distributed by Sideshow. Apparently, Sideshow asked them to do this one first. I heard that they wanted to do the Superman first, but clearly this was a big hit for them at their latest show. But it is going to go up for pre-order through Sideshow. I'm not exactly sure when. I'm kind of anticipating maybe tomorrow.
Wow.
So anyway, I'll have that link down below in my Facebook group if you're interested. It is very expensive. It is going to be $3,300. That does not include shipping. So she is incredibly expensive. A lot of the other busts are around $1,000.
And you will have to scotch guard her yourself when you get her home.
Yeah, I think you were maybe telling me about maybe the silicone that they're using. This isn't 100% confirmed or anything like that. From what we've heard from like Queen Studios is that they're using medical grade silicone. Did you maybe hear otherwise from Infinity, Jeff?
I did not hear officially, but I read comments today that they were saying in their private group on Facebook that they were giving information that it's guaranteed to hold up 20 years.
Okay.
So it's not the medical grade silicone.
So medical grade holds up to around 100 from what we've heard.
So all those people that have had plastic surgery 100 years down the road, everything that's been implanted and augmented is still going to be there after there's dust in the coffin.
Thank God for necrophilia.
Oh, I love this. I love it.
Well,
You're still going to have your cup size long in the afterlife.
Wait, Chris, you getting this?
What?
The Justice League.
I don't know. I'm still debating on the bust conversation. If you guys saw my bust statue chat, that is something I'm currently kind of going through. This is one that is definitely on my list. Whether I can afford her or whether I have room for her, I don't know.
Let me know when you get her.
If I get her, you're invited to come over and.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Get up and close and personal.
Lord.
But anyway, I think that she's incredibly well done. I do worry a little bit about the longevity. I hope very much that Infinity comes out and says what they're using and how long they expect it. Jeff, if Jeff says, he's heard at least 20 years, I'm optimistic. But if, 20 years is still a long time to enjoy a collectible for the people that are going to want to get their money back if they sell it. I don't know if that'll happen or not. But with that said, still enjoying a statue for 20 years. I haven't had a statue in my collection for 20 years. So I know Polystone's going to hold up forever. It might fade a little bit here and there, but I don't know about these for sure yet. I've heard other companies have approached the idea of silicone, but I know like Prime One, they're not going to touch it with a 10-foot pole, just because of what they've heard about how delicate it can be. Oh
man. I was just thinking about if they start shipping those during hot and cold times, what's it going to do?
Yeah, I don't know. These have to be in.
Come in looking like Two-Face.
Yeah, I think you can keep them in cool. You need to if you want that to last you longer, you should keep them in a cool room.
Yeah, I mean you're gonna have to have a very temperature controlled space.
Yeah,
she'll be next to me.
Man. Yeah. All right, this one,
yours is guaranteed to last 6 months.
I love it.
Imagine they just claim it. Do not spit in the mouth of your spouse.
CSI is gonna come through there.
Oh, Lord in heaven!
Don't touch anything.
Help us all.
That's awesome.
Oh my God. Okay, let's move on to this one. This one, some of you guys saw at New York Comic Con. It's literally taken just about a year for pre-order. I'm not sure exactly why, but it seems like a lot of people are excited about this piece. Guys that saw him in person, what do you guys think?
I like it.
At the ladder base.
You gotta figure that they've lined this up with the Spider-Man movie, man.
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Very nice.
Great point.
Yeah.
I love the lights on it. Was it lit up in New York, or was it even able to light up?
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
Tim pointed it out because I was when me him and I,
Oh God!
him and I
Bury me right now.
No, because I was like, oh man, like why is it like painted over the thing? Because it was just green. I'm like, oh, it looks weird. But he's like, oh, I think that might be a light up feature. I'm like, oh, that'd be cool.
Shit.
He was.
I told you he worked for Sideshow.
Yeah, we had that years ago.
I wish you guys could see my face.
Sideshow Intel.
It's really bad.
No, but seriously, oh man, because I don't know if you guys watched the
fucking
Sideshow.
masterpiece.
I was gonna say, did anyone watch the Sideshow live? They had I guess they're trying out the different hosts, because last week was like an Asian girl. She was hosting, and then today they had two guys hosting at the same time. So I guess they're going through like some.
They're probably trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably whoever gets the better feedback.
That's so fucking.
I wonder if they're not going to pick any one person.
Maybe not.
They gave one person too much power in the community.
Like I feel bad for, was it Anna? I think maybe she does a lot of Court of the Dead stuff. She they brought on all this Marvel stuff and she didn't know anything about Marvel, and so it was hard. I felt bad for her because
they spit roasted her too.
They really did, yeah.
Really, they roasted her in the chat.
What?
They roasted Anna in the chat, or no?
Oh yeah, I mean, it was on the show,
and she was talking about it was Endgame, and she had not seen Endgame yet, and it was like it looked like a live. The comments went. They were going too fast to read. What do you mean you haven't seen Endgame? You're the last person on earth that hasn't seen Endgame.
She was required to talk about all of it, and it just I felt bad for her.
Well, I was going to ask you, do you think they should have like an actual like maybe a collector that hosts a show? Because I don't know if those guys.
Did you put in have you put in your application, PJ?
I did. No,
So is that a we'll go back one real quick, Chris. Is that the way that the suit is designed on that piece, or is that a seam in the armpit there?
It's meant to be like a
Stitch.
fabric seam.
Yeah,
It looks like
a fabric seam.
the
Yeah.
movie
And
costume.
I think it looks really good. I think it's like, to me, when I first saw these photos, I'm like, is that fabric?
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, and then
Very
there looks
good.
like almost like another one too. Like if you look at his neck, it's the 1, 2,
This right here?
third line up. Yeah.
Dark
Yeah,
area.
it's a little thick. It's a little thick.
So you know what's going to happen is, right? So
Swap out.
no, well, not only that, but people are going to get this
Who said
piece,
swap
and then
out?
they're
You,
going to
Tim? You know about that?
no. What's going to happen is people are going to get this piece, and then you can see this is the prototype, and then people are going to be bitching about the seams.
Right.
Even after they get it.
Especially if the seams don't line up. Like that's happened before where that's where it really gets bad. I don't think that looks awful, but it could probably be a
there's
little
also a little more curvature to it.
But it's funny because the
than
classic
others.
one doesn't really have that bad at all. The classic Spider-Man, the one that he saw, I got that one. He doesn't have that kind of seam in his neck.
I like the camera. I think that's a nice touch in the base.
The base is amazing. I like the base.
Yeah.
I don't like his
I think
pose,
it's a
but I
great
like the base. I don't like his pose, but I like the base.
Do you guys feel like this is their best Spider-Man so far from Sideshow?
No, not me. Not for me. I stick
I
with
do like the other one better.
I stick with the classic.
But I do like this.
one better.
I do like this one.
I like the base, but
It's
I like
nice.
the base, but I like the classic.
There's a light up, and then this is the exclusive here.
I don't like that.
Yeah,
Which
I don't
one
like,
with the big
I don't like
eyes?
the exclusive. The big eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks weird.
It looks almost like it's 3D coming at you. It's too big.
This one runs, what was it, 625?
Something like that, yeah.
640.
640 for the exclusive.
Yeah.
That goes up for pre-order tomorrow, Thursday 27th.
Oh my god.
This one also is going up for pre-order soon. I don't know if any of you guys are Court of the Dead fans at all, but
No.
I was just thinking it was Solomon Grundy.
That's what
Yeah.
I mean,
I
that's
know
what
that,
it looked
that
like.
was my first thought. I was like, why can't they do? If they could do this guy, why can't they do a Solomon Grundy?
Right.
I'd buy it in an instant. But I know maybe not a ton of people would. But I do feel like this guy is really big and massive. I believe when I looked it up, it's like $975.
Yeah, he looks cool.
Big, though.
I feel like he's probably going to be Bane size or maybe a little bit bigger.
People who are into that line probably digging this guy.
Mhm.
I don't know why they wouldn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought he's one of their most recent.
That's their own creation, though, correct? That they don't
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
licensing
And if you
fees.
notice that in their own
Okay.
creation, there's not having been really no flaws on their dead on the Court of the Dead. You notice that?
I know people that they really like
amazing.
them.
They come out amazing. All the stuff, all the Court of the Dead comes out beautiful.
Yeah, I like this little like head sculpt stand, I guess. What do you call, is that a head sculpt stand or just like a
Yeah, it's like a mask stand.
Yeah, it's like I think this is the EX, I think.
oh okay.
Well, maybe not. Maybe,
Yeah,
probably.
that's the EX. You could take the mask off and put it on the stand.
Oh, and put it on the statue. Okay, that's actually kind of cool.
I like that.
Did you guys see the Reaper General that they just did?
No.
No,
So
that's-
the Reaper General comes with an unmasked portrait,
okay.
and then it has like a headdress mask, and then another headdress mask, and then you can purchase a three set of three separate head masks. So you have 5 masks in total for your statue,
That's
Wow.
and they're all magnetic. They just magnetize right to the face.
Again, I've been saying it for years. I love the idea of add-ons. If you have an old statue and if Sideshow put out 3 or 4 more head sculpts or an extra hand with a gun or something, I think a lot of people it gives your statue that's old a brand new life.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I just absolutely love that idea.
Yeah, and like I think I mentioned in my chat yesterday, I love like accessories. I love head sculpts. I love all the swap outs. Even though some people say I'm not gonna use that, but it's just an option for you if you get sick of. I mean, I'm not saying people get sick and tired of their statues, but you could have a new look to your statue after a while of having that same poser look.
Absolutely. Hey PJ, you mentioned your chat. Tell everybody your chat and what day it's on and what time.
Oh, it's just like it's a work in progress. It was just because Yeah. Every Tuesday, I don't know. Come join me in my little chat that I have on.
PJ, you're not selling yourself very well.
I
Yeah.
know. It was just kind of like random. I like want to do like.
It was a fun chat.
Yeah, I'm glad that you like it. Jeff.
So when is it? Tuesdays? When?
Every
What time?
Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay.
I just kind of like pick up some topics, like whether it be like movies or doesn't have to be dedicated statues or just stuff like
Pop culture stuff.
yeah, pop culture stuff.
You could also find a Tim usually on Friday nights, a Darth Castle open mic on Friday nights. PJ's there a lot of times also. Junior Statue Collector, you're over there on MCE a lot on Monday nights. So check, every night of the week there's a show, guys. This is such a fun time to be a collector. There's so many great people out there in the community. So definitely check all those guys out because it's just great chat every night. I listen to it as much as I can.
Yeah. Great positive people, man. Love. Even though we look like we were like disagreeing, but it's just
no.
hey,
That's the best, though. That's the best.
I hate you, PJ.
I love you.
I love you too.
I hate to love you.
Yeah. It's a love and hate situation, but I love you.
Brutal love.
This is not for me, but this is some people were really excited about it. This was a new Harley Quinn print from Sideshow going up, I believe probably Friday.
This is a very stylized, popular,
Yeah.
sort of thing. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be your thing, but it'll be 250 people's thing.
Absolutely.
The
Yeah,
colors
let's
are really
go out.
vibrant, which I think
Yeah.
just make it look really nice.
And somebody said, I can't remember who said it in my group, but they said that they had seen this artist's work before, kind of a different pose that they had, maybe a comic book cover. But they were really excited about it. So if you're,
This is a comic book cover. Yeah, this is a comic book cover, I think it is. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm sorry, but I'm saving my money for the Beyonce art print. So
like we said, Sideshow is trying some other things, and
Market share, baby. Market share.
That's right.
I'm not going to be buying a Beyonce.
part of the beehive, baby.
Yeah.
Is this Gorilla Latinos?
Yeah, this is from Unruly Industries, which is again one of Sideshow's brands. They're actually also doing a gold version of this.
I saw that one.
Some people really seem to dig these.
I dig this kind of style. I love illustrations or animations that are done in this style. I don't know what it is that speaks to me about this. Like Sean Cheeks Galloway, it kind of does this sort of this big blocky style. You can kind of like find like the Batman black and white of his.
Yeah.
So, and then you've got he's got a Superman one out there too, from the Superman line that's similar to the black and white line that DC Collectibles put out. And I love this kind of stylized stuff. If someone put out like a Masters of the Universe shit like this, I'd be broke.
Well, actually, they do, Lawrence. So these are toy design, basically. It's kind of been around, but it's just like the other side of collecting. I have a friend that who lives he's like my neighbor, and he collects a lot of like toy design statues, and they're like small, and they're like $250. And I'm glad that it's making its way into the pop culture realm. So you're gonna see a lot of toy design, Marvel stuff, and hopefully some DC stuff and other But every year it's called 5 Points. Every year they have like a little Comic-Con for these creators and sculptors. It's actually in Brooklyn.
New York, okay.
Yeah, it's really cool, man. Like the stuff that they have, a lot of graffiti, a lot of artwork. It's a different kind of collecting, but you learn to art is art. So
yeah, they're fun.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm really glad.
Love is love.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm really glad that Sideshow is diving into that realm.
Yeah.
Oh boy, what's going on in the chat?
Look at this piece. It's amazing.
What are they saying?
What is he doing here? Are you with us?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm just looking at this piece that he's just showing. It looks like she's like maybe throwing gas and the bat's lifting up to.
Oh,
She looks like a Scooby-Doo situation there, right?
Yeah, this is from DC Collectibles. This is up for pre-order right now as well. I really think this is pretty cool. I really like the Cover Girls line. I think they're seeing them all in person. They've just been really good.
I have, but I don't like this one.
but I think this one's fun.
Is that a bat lollipop or what is she holding?
A mirror. That's like a mirror.
It's a mirror. Huh.
Her face looks really beautiful, though. I like the lips, the way they're parted and stuff.
Oh,
And
DC
she's got,
does great
she's got
work.
some curvatures for those
DC
hips.
does
So those
great
are-
work.
Yeah, sculpt's good.
yeah. I know. I read that.
What
That's what
happened?
he's laughing at.
I can't see the chat. What did they say?
What happened?
PJ just PO'd Beyonce.
616. No, I'm reading what Spider-Man 616.
You heard it.
Man, that girl been eating her cornbread.
He's dying.
Oh, I gotta go.
Oh,
maybe ATM could tell us, is the Beyonce PF coming out soon?
I can't confirm or deny that Beyonce signed an exclusive.
ATM's gonna or ATM.
Yeah.
They got me saying it. He's gonna say, oh no, oh no.
I can't confirm or deny that Beyonce signed any exclusive rights with Sideshow.
Hey, Tim, as one of the members of the Beehive, I need
Yes.
to know. I need to know now. Bzzz. Yo, I'm telling you, I have a coworker who's a member of the Beehive, and I guess he pays a lot of money to be in the. Yo, they're like vicious, man. You can't mess around with like Beyonce fans. They really come at you if they make fun of.
I'll take the heat, man. Fuck Beyonce. Bring on the haters. Imagine I start getting hate mail, death mail.
You
and
will.
shit. Oh,
All you get
I
nothing.
personally don't like her, so
Yeah, I actually
I'm
got.
on that.
I'm actually POing this, Chris.
Are you? I was gonna say I didn't know about you, and I thought maybe ATM might be
No,
interested.
I am.
No.
Yeah.
Chris, I'm actually pre-ordering this for Tim. He'll be owning this piece in a year after it's released.
oh man.
What do you guys think of this one? Do
I'm actually picking this up. This thing is not amazing.
you like
Price
this
went up on it. Yeah, it looks amazing.
Yeah, how much is it?
1,300.
Oh god! Oh,
You ain't getting nothing, A-Tim.
ooh, damn!
Yeah.
Ooh.
Why is it so much? Is it the base?
No, they're saying it's gonna be big, but
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, cause is supposed to be big, isn't he? 18.
Yeah.
he's 7'5". Juggernaut is 8'5".
No,
Oh,
so
okay.
he might be pretty
So
tall.
him being 7'5", and Juggernaut being 8'5", and then being the same price.
Wouldn't
Okay.
he be about as tall with the base as a 1/3 scale.
No, but meaning like in general, like the X-Men, he's usually bigger than all the other ones.
Yeah, but he's 7'5". Yeah, he like my Sideshow PF is 24 inches tall.
Okay.
yeah. And for me, I'm waiting for Sideshow to release a Juggernaut. I mean, not Juggernaut. Release a Colossus. So. And we'll show
Well, with the way they're going with all these amazing X-Men pieces, I could see them diving in. I don't think they're going to stop anytime soon.
I don't think so either. I'm actually thinking that in San Diego Comic-Con, I'm hoping that they have a Gambit out there.
Yeah, I hope so too.
I'm
San Diego.
hoping for a Riddler.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
I'm hoping for Flash. I want a
I'm
Flash.
Any of those, I think they're going to go real hard with the DC characters.
Yeah.
Yep. In the con, yes, San Diego Comic-Con, be ready for that.
This one I really like. This one was unveiled
Oh,
just
beautiful.
a render or illustration, but it's part of their new Batman line. And man, I just think this one is. I love the pose. I could do without the cat. I'm kind of tired of them always putting the cat in. But I really like the pose here and the face.
I'm gonna go broke
Yeah, the
with
face
this
is
one.
the face is the seller on this sheet.
Yeah. Our eyes are beautiful.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh god, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
go
anxious
broke.
to see the finished product.
The only one I got from that line was the Flash.
Flash. I saw that one in Denver, and man, that thing is neat. It's deep.
Yeah, I picked that up, and actually, I pre-ordered that in New York Comic-Con. I got a discount because if you order them at the con, you get a discount.
Oh wow.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's
and
neat.
I ordered them in New York Comic-Con. I got a nice
Good to
$100
know.
statue.
Good to know.
Mhm.
This is just a Koto Bakia that's been out this week.
I'm
thought it was
really
cool.
impressed with this.
Me
Yeah.
too. Me too. I actually like this.
Yeah, compared to like the previous releases that they had.
Mhm.
I
And this,
gotta correct that. Sorry.
oh, sorry.
That Juggernaut, the Colossus price is the shipped price. is projected to be
Okay.
$1,500.
All right.
Okay, it's not bad.
I haven't PO'd it yet. I got to PO it though, but I have time. Don't they do that's pre-order as you go on that, right? ATEM with XM.
What?
Yeah.
Made to order.
Made to order. Yeah.
Made to-
Yeah, everything
Yeah.
XM is making from now forward is made to order, which is a great business model.
Yeah, I love MTO. I love the idea.
Me too.
This one kind of got some controversy this week.
I want that piece. I love it.
love it.
I'm going to order that one.
I
I'm
don't
ordering
see
that one.
I don't see anything wrong.
Yeah,
I'm on
that
the
one's
fence.
great.
I think it's pretty great.
Yeah,
I
I'm
love
on
it.
the fence.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on
What's the controversy? The rose?
Yeah, the rose, PJ, They're afraid she's
That's a
gonna
good one,
prick her
PJ.
That is a
finger
good
with
one.
the thorns.
that's a good one.
I think people were hoping that her hand would be a little bit lower than on the waist. But other than that,
I
I mean, what's the swap head sculpt for Harley Quinn? She's kissing her. I mean,
I really like the Poison Ivy, especially.
yeah,
And look at the hair, the way it's just like boom, right amid. I love it. It looks so good.
yeah, it's really
A good piece. And I think this is DC Collectibles, and it's up for pre-order right now. And I believe I think it's part of their CoverGirl line. I think.
Yeah, I like this. I like this piece. I might be.
But I think it's beautiful. These are just some Indian photos that I have from some of the Facebook groups today. This was the Hot Toys 1/4 scale Heath Ledger Joker that is still not out in the United States.
Wow.
Jeff, how long's it been, bud?
Wait, this is the Hot Toys one? Oh wow. Oh yeah,
That
that's
looks
right.
so
In
good.
2 years.
2 years, yeah, 2 years. I think it. And did you cancel your pre-order?
I did.
Wow.
Do you regret it, or are you happy you did?
No.
Yeah.
I still feel kind of. I think those are probably the best pictures
Wow.
of that I've seen because it.
Wow. Looks great.
I still feel like it's not Ledger enough.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I wish it
The
was.
eyes,
The hair looks really
Too perfect.
Yeah.
toy-like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
The
see.
clothes are really nice.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe this pose with the makeup gone is a little bit better, or the head sculpt, but I don't see it here. I don't see.
Yeah.
Not there. No, I don't see it in that picture, but I see it on the one without the makeup. When you sit on the chair. I
Yeah.
can see it on the chair.
I see it a little bit more. Let me go back to that one. I see it a little bit more here, but it's still just off to me.
Yeah, I'm waiting for is it Infinity and Queen, right? They're both making the Heath Ledger Joker.
No, Infinity is, from what we've heard, Infinity is going to do a life-size Heath Ledger.
Life size?
Life-size bust.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Which I do have. I do have the Queen Studios Joker, and I will probably get the Infinity as well.
Okay.
are they making a third? Who's
It
making?
is my favorite character, but I said in one of my videos, like I can't even imagine if either one of those companies start like a Nicholson Joker or a Keaton Batman. I mean, I'm going to be in major trouble. If that, I just don't know.
First, folks.
Yeah,
Chris, there's some space. There's the opening for you if you want in my strip club. Back dancer.
I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna need any money I can get. These photos, I believe, are from Junior, right?
Yes, those are mine.
And this is Junior set up. I just absolutely love the way this looks.
Oh,
Thank you.
beautiful.
That looks great,
Just
man.
gorgeous. Love it.
Great
Yep.
job, man.
Thank you for that.
Man, Sideshow's quality control is just spot
Here we
go.
It's just beautiful. It's just like everywhere I look, I just see double S's.
Those,
S, S,
statues.
S, 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 S. Sideshow.
To
Oh my God.
make it fair for you, out of those 3 statues, I bought 3 of those in the con, and I bought 3 from directly Sideshow. So I bought them beforehand. I got to see 3 of them offhand.
Which one of those are your least favorite? Which one of that out of all those?
Out of those, to me, my least favorite, it'll be
Wonder Woman.
Black Canary.
Okay.
What? Oh,
I saw Harley Quinn in person at that Denver con, and I just love her.
Yes,
I thought she was so well done, especially and they had the jester head on, and which I thought was amazing. I wish the pose was more forward
mhm.
because looking straight on, I feel like it's
I agree with
awkward.
you. I agree with you too.
What don't you like about the Black Canary?
Well, it's if you ask me to choose out of all of them, I just too I don't know I don't know. I just feel like
You know what's coming, right?
she's sexy. She looks good. I mean, everything looks great on her. I mean, she's very well sculpted. I mean, I like them all, but if you ask me what I like the other ones because they're more. I don't know.
You saved it. You saved it. I was gonna nail you.
Oh no,
What
no,
happened?
no, there's nothing wrong with the statue. She just asked me what's my least favorite. If I was to choose.
Or you guys say what it was.
I was gonna say, man, you should have been patient, bro, and waited.
No. Actually,
because it's the
when I
only
started
one in
building
the
my
market.
room, my first thoughts of setting my statues were that I was going to put them together. Like I was going to put her next to Green Arrow. I was going to take Harley Quinn, put her next to Joker. I was going to take Batgirl, Huntress, and
pair 'em up.
Batwoman,
Yeah.
and then put Batman with her together. So I was going to put like the females with their boys, but then I ended up doing the girl line. So
Yeah,
I really like that Black Canary.
yeah, I
Yeah,
like her.
great.
Good.
Beautiful.
She's an underrated piece.
yeah.
Yeah, I actually got she's
Whoa,
good.
whoa! I like the muscle tone on this.
Man.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, there was a lot of people that were, kind of trashed this piece and said she was, too muscular, but I think she looks
Oh.
great.
Not at all.
She
Yeah.
looks good. She
Very
looks great. Yeah,
I don't love this head. I feel like it's a little odd, but
Yeah.
yeah.
not my favorite.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like the exclusive. I like that one. That's a beautiful. Oh my God.
Yeah.
While we're looking at that, Junior, and if any of you other guys do this as well, I know you were saying that you hardly PO anything anymore, and you kind of wait till other people get it. When do you kind of think or know that a piece may sell out in PO situation, or does that really never happen?
Usually, I check.
It does happen.
Yeah,
All the time.
Now, for example, when the Rogue came out, that piece was not going low on stock. When everybody started bringing out the reviews, how good it went, that thing went low stock quick.
Yeah.
Because everybody got it and everybody was saying how beautiful she was, which I was one of them who ended up POing and getting her.
I remember,
So that's the way it works out most of the time. If people like it and then they see it, and like also Elektra was the same situation. When Elektra came out and everybody started, now you go out to Elektra and there's low stock on her too. Because like people right now are waiting till people get their pieces before they order from Sideshow. I'm not the only one who's doing that, because that says it all right there when that happens. People just wait for people now to get the pieces and then just go low stock. I've seen them with both, with Rogue and Elektra already when they first came out. People right now are waiting for the prototype to come out. Now I bet you that Green Arrow is going to be low stock soon because the prototype was really nice.
I agree.
Right.
Yeah, I think it'll
The
go.
exclusive is already on wait list.
Yeah,
It went on wait list right after I ordered it at Christmas.
That was a great piece the second they showed it.
Yeah.
Second they showed it. Yeah,
that was an amazing piece.
This is some other in-hand photos this week of the Batman versus Superman. I can't remember. Is this 1/5?
Yes. It's like a 1/5, 1/6, kind of like a 1/6, 1/5 in between to me. I actually canceled mine.
Do you regret it, or are you glad you
I don't regret it, because I heard a lot of people.
Lord, what's wrong
look
with
at that. I don't regret it. It's terrible. And also, I found out I've seen that a lot of people's pegs on the foot peg was not meeting up with the rest of the base.
Oh boy.
So they had the peg going in one side, and then I've seen a lot of reviews that the peg was not going in. Yeah, the peg was real bad, was not fitting in there. And I don't regret it. The scope on it's just terrible.
What the fuck?
Terrible.
He's like terrible.
I want to know which reviews you saw.
Yeah, the face on that. I mean, and those eyes. Yeah, I'm not. Look at that. I'm not.
Jeez, man.
I think part of the issue with this piece is just the smallness. It's.
Look at that face. Do you really think that's? Do you really feel that that's?
No.
Do you really, honestly? Do you look at that? I saw that. Do you really feel that that's a great face sculpt to you? Come on, man. Be honest, man. I mean, that's for me, it ain't.
Archangel, Jesus.
For me, it ain't. If that's for you, if that's the kind of portrait you want, Tim, then that's you. I don't like that.
Yo, my man, you collected all those DC girls. If that's the kind of statues you want to collect, then that's you, bro.
I know, but I like the.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Beautiful.
It's just very condescending that you don't like what other people might like.
That's not to me. That for that, I buy Bowen.
Yeah, that's the thing is your opinion is your opinion. You know, it's like it's not you. That doesn't mean other people can't buy it. It's not something that you love.
Yeah, I don't like that. No.
This was also unveiled today. This is for any of the figure collectors. This is the Spider-Man suit from Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Yeah, I like it.
PJ, would this be one you'd buy?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I like the black on the suit itself. Curious to see how the suit itself is, how it is in the movie. But
it almost looks leathery, kind of.
Yeah, like I said, like Hot Toys does an awesome job with these figures and the detail and the accuracy of the.
And their quality control is always.
I
mean, I've had one problem with one figure.
It's like 2%.
And that's it.
I would say it's like a 2%, right, Jeff? It's like 3%. I don't know what they do, but their quality control is on point. But it's apple to oranges, right? But
they've been around for a long time.
Yeah.
They've been around. I don't know what I have not collected Hot Toys since I began collecting. But what are edition sizes like for these things? Are they open ended or do they have numbers?
No. See, the thing is with Hot Toys, they kind of gauge the market depending on the amount of pre-orders that they get. But at a certain point, once they kind of like exhaust it, I guess, like their supply, they're not going to remake more unless they make more for a new movie or something. But the aftermarket on these pieces, like, for example, there was a Mark 47 from the Spider-Man Homecoming movie, the Iron Man that was in that movie. It's going for like $1,500, I think.
Yeah, because when it went up for pre-order, people hated it. They didn't like the armor. They didn't like the color. And then I don't think there was a lot of pre-orders for it. And then when it came in and there was in-hand pictures, it sold out and people couldn't get it.
Yeah. And usually when a Hot Toy usually sells out, it doubles in price.
I heard about that. And also the exclusives on the cons too, I heard.
Yeah, like double.
What's the original Loki selling for?
The original Hot Toys Loki? Oh, man.
Because I remember when that piece came out and I was like, wow, that's one of my favorite ones.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And then they followed it up when they did the Dark World one, or it must have been like, I think it was Dark World. They did another one. And I was like, this is not as good as the first one.
So I don't know how much that piece I wasn't collecting. The first one was.
Maybe?
It's right now pre-owned. This is pre-owned out of the box, $750.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah,
that's
nuts. How much it was worth when they came out?
It was probably like 200. Yeah,
like 200.
Yeah. Hot Toys. One thing about Hot Toys,
that one's special for sure. If you look at the details on that one, everything like the fabric that they put on it. It comes with switch outs, the staff. The helmet. It's incredible.
I never saw that one. That's Loki, the original, like the movie Loki, or
the one from the first Avengers.
Avengers, yeah.
I gotta take a look at that piece. Nice. You have it?
No, I don't have it.
Yeah, but that's just
the quality of the face sculpts on this.
And
that was great too.
Quick. Oh my goodness! Yeah.
Jeff, did you purchase the extra arms that person?
No,
made?
I thought about it.
Yeah, that would have been cool. God. I like that piece.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think those arms are like $100 or something.
Go back so everybody can see it up close. That thing looks amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That looks really wow.
Hot Toys has the best face sculpts in the game.
Wow. That looks amazing, bro.
Although I gotta tell you, these busts are challenging them.
Yeah,
you're right.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
They are.
Yeah.
And I had that photo up of Wonder Woman from the factory. That's the Wonder Woman Justice League bust from Prime 1. And that photo came out. It's in production. It's going to be shipping whenever. But so many people comments, they're like trashing it and saying it's just awful because they were comparing that to the Queen Studios bust or the Infinity, and you can't do that. It does not work.
It's about a $350
Yeah,
bus
it's
to
just-
like a $3,000.
Yeah, you cannot do that. That's way different on price.
Yeah, the bus is going to be better, no doubt about it. But
Way different.
I don't know. I just, going back to the apples and oranges thing, it's hard to see a piece get trashed that's really well
Yeah.
done. But again, it's just a very different price point. Very different.
Which Wonder Woman?
It was
the Prime one?
the Justice League bust.
Okay.
It's also there's an ultimate version where it comes with
The
both
switch
courses.
out.
Wow.
and I actually had her on pre-order at one point, but
Yeah.
my direction changed.
Didn't they do the same thing with Bane too? The Bane bus, you could separate the Bane.
Yeah.
Open, right? Yeah. Bane from the movie.
Yes.
Yes, right. The bus, you could switch them out.
Yep. The Dark Knight Rises piece. Which is really cool. And I forgot to put the photo in here, but the last one I wanted to talk about was the Prime One Studios doing a 1/3 scale Heath Ledger Joker in conjunction with Blitzway. I don't really know anything about Blitzway. There was a booth at Denver at the Denver Con that I didn't really know much about them, but apparently they have really good face sculptors. Do you guys know anything about them?
Yeah, Blitzwig. I mean, for me, like they employ a lot of one of the K.A. Kim. She's like really one of the.
And she's the one sculpting it.
Oh, dude, hands down,
It's gonna be killer.
Yeah, she's the one
It's gonna
sculpting
be
it.
killer.
Yeah,
Didn't they do
Game
the
of Thrones. Was she doing Game of Thrones too?
K.A. Kim did Fight Club for Blitzway.
Okay, yeah, I heard of her. She's nice.
Yeah, she is absolutely.
But
nasty.
isn't she doing the Game of Thrones line? That should be coming out.
Yeah, that's what I said. She,
That
I
can't
think- I
wait
think
for.
she is.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
If
work
she
with
is,
that one.
then oh my gosh, the
I'm
Game
gonna
of Thrones
work with that
fans
one, yeah.
are in.
Now,
good-
was that the Brad Pitt figure?
Yeah,
They did
Yeah.
that thing looks really good.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Blitzway is known for like good portraits, but again, it's the law of averages. I mean, probably since they've been out, they've released like 20 pieces.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're not releasing 1,000 pieces
Right.
Yeah.
over the course of 5 years.
Okay.
But their Ghostbusters set did really well.
Yeah.
1/6 figures, and they had that the car. The
Yeah,
Ghostbuster.
Oh, Ecto. Ecto.
Yeah.
The one.
I was gonna say, they actually K.A. Kim did Blitzway's Rocky.
Mm.
Oh, with the dog.
Yeah, so
Oh, okay, that's a good piece. Yeah.
so I'll just kind of just share the screen real quick to you guys. But she's really, you guys,
Let me get
Whoever-
you, PJ.
yeah. So this is her.
Is that her right there? Yeah.
Wow.
So
Oh yeah, I know her.
yeah. So this is the
Jeez. Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Holy moly.
This has got me really excited now.
yeah.
You should be, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I mean, I ordered the astronaut from Blitzway in December of 2017, and I still haven't received it.
Is that the astronaut
What?
with is that the astronaut with Prime One?
No, it's Blitzway.
Yeah.
So what's the deal with that, hey, Tim?
They just, I guess they're big on like their reputation being at the highest standard, so they don't care how long they make us wait.
And what?
So basically,
I
if I order
appreciate that.
Game of Thrones next year, I'll be dead before I get it.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Don't you guys appreciate that? I mean, knowing that the company cares that much.
Absolutely no.
I do,
absolutely.
but they,
You want your freaking statue.
yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
definitely want my statue.
Yeah. At the end of
It
the
would
day.
be nice if they communicated better. I mean,
Okay.
like, let's say, for example, if every Wednesday they did a live show, that would be really nice. Like another company I know.
Oh my god. He's gonna get an SS tattoo on his butt cheek.
No, I'm not.
Hey, New York Comic
No.
Con.
You're gonna have one S and one butt cheek, one S and the other butt cheek, and when you clench them together, they make.
Now, and what size is this astronaut?
It's
He
quarter
just got
scale, so-
$100 in Sideshow rewards during this live show.
Here's what the tattoo needs to be. It needs to be an ATM. Dollars coming out of it with the Sideshow logo on the dollars.
That'd be awesome,
I'm in.
ATM.
Making it rain.
Yeah, the astronaut's quarter scale, but you got to remember it's a quarter scale body inside of an astronaut suit, so it's actually bigger than quarter scale.
And
So
how
like,
much you pay for that?
I think it was like $1,200.
Is that the one? Is that the one with the flag? It's holding the flag.
No, that's the Kojima one that Prime One did.
Okay.
This one's like a realistic, accurate, NASA approved, Canadian Space Association approved accuracy.
That's cool.
And,
Like-
that's when you built that thing for the room, right? With the space thing.
Yeah. Well, no, the ceiling.
No, that you did something with the TV with the space look.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I remember you saw
3 years.
It's gonna be 2 years this December.
2 years. Okay, 2 years.
Yeah.
Is that what they give you? Is that the window of time they give you, or has
No,
has
it was
been-
supposed to get released in December of 2018.
It's okay. It's gonna come out amazing, and you're gonna forget about.
Yeah, but hey, Tim's not wrong. You want your shit.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's part of like the balance again with the
Yeah.
Sideshow conversation. It's like,
Mhm.
do I want my piece within the year that I order it? Because I'm gonna keep on ordering stuff. You know, so right now I'm in limbo. I've ordered this piece, I've paid for it, and it's gonna ship in 2 separate boxes. One of them is 100 pounds, the other one is 40 pounds. How much is gonna cost me to ship it while I have new pre-orders that I'm ordering and I have limited funds and I want to keep ordering? So now the market share has been split and I'm torn. You know, I don't have the ability to keep on.
I think he's
You gotta
putting
read-
some indirect passive-aggressive comments up in this.
Yeah, you got to read Archangel's comment there.
I know,
Yeah.
I just saw it.
He's
Gross.
he's something else.
Hey, question for you, PJ. Off topic, PJ, are you gonna go or what?
Go what?
To what?
And they did never answer me either about this. Are you gonna be going to the Jersey Con?
Jersey
I'm
Fest, I go every year.
Are you gonna go Saturday? 'Cause I'm gonna be there.
the Garden State Comic Fest. Tim.
No, I'm not going.
You're not gonna be? Oh, yeah, because
I'm gonna try, Junior. I'll let you know during probably tomorrow or Friday.
yeah, let me know because I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna get there on Saturday. So if you guys are gonna be there, I'm gonna be up there hanging out.
Okay.
I would like to go. I'm going to a buddy's birthday party this weekend.
Yeah, you said you was gonna try to see they were gonna want to go hang and meet up there. That's why you.
Yeah, they're low key.
What day is your friend's birthday? My birthday's this weekend too.
Oh, it is.
Oh,
It's
what's
the
everybody's
30th.
birthday?
Oh, mine's the 29th.
Nice.
That's cool.
Happy birthday, bro.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
So
I think I might need to celebrate by ordering a poison ivy. I think.
No.
Oh,
No. You're gonna you celebrate by ordering that bus, man.
Oh,
Wait a minute. My
Uh,
birthday's July 2nd, so people can start sending me funds so I can get an XM or.
there you go. There you go.
Yeah, definitely.
Celebrate. I like it. Well, I wanted the show to be an hour, and now
Yeah. Yes, I see that.
which is the way it always goes. But anyway, I want to thank. There's 80 people still watching, so thank you guys so very much for that.
Definitely.
You guys are all awesome. I get so much amazing feedback from you guys that you enjoy this show and you enjoy shows like this. So thank you guys so very much. Thank you for all the conversation in the chat. I always like to go back and try to read through all of it because I miss so much because I'm trying to pay attention to what you guys are saying. But anyway, thank you guys for that. Also, I want to remind everybody watching that we are less than 70 people away from the Bane giveaway.
Oh, wow.
So we're giving away that Sideshow Bane and some other pieces as well. Spec Fiction's giving some pieces and Diamond Select. And again, I want to thank Sideshow for donating that piece. That's incredible of them. So, share this video, share whatever videos you can, help get that subscriber to 10K. Because as soon as we do that, I'm giving those away. I cannot wait to ship it out. It's sitting in my garage right now, so I'm ready to get it to one of you because I love mine. I look at it all the time, and so I'm excited that somebody out there is going to get it. So anyway, I want to thank you guys again for watching, and thank you guys in the chat tonight. I really appreciate it. I really enjoyed that conversation. It was really interesting.
Yeah.
Got a little heated there, which I like. I appreciate the passion of all of you guys because this is stuff that we care about. This is our hobby. There is not necessarily a right or wrong answer, but I love the dialogue. So thank you guys for participating in that. It's one of my favorite conversations we've had on the show. So thank you guys.
Thank you for having
me.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, Tim, I love you no matter what, baby. When I see you, I'm gonna hug you.
I love you.
Kissing your forehead in New York, and we're gonna hang out.
Yeah, I love it.
Tim, you kiss my forehead. I kiss your forehead.
Oh my god. Oh
There's going to be a lot of hugs in New
Then you're
York.
going to be scared.
We're excited about the hugs.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yo, everybody's still roasting me in the chat right now.
They
You guys
sure
are a bunch of
are, too.
savages.
But thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you guys again very much. And we'll be back in 2 or 3 weeks. I'm not sure yet, depending on our schedule. But thank you guys so very much for watching. And we'll see you in the Batcave. Bye, everybody.
Good night.
Bye, guys. Good night.
Bye. See you guys.
Yeah.